You're welcome to the show. It's a packed day. It's a beautiful day. Today, you don't want to miss any part of it. From now through till 10 a.m., we're here to serve you nothing but sizzling breakfast. Let me start the show by beginning with our quote of the day. Our quote of the day is by Rose Kennedy, who says, "Life isn't a matter of milestones, but of moments." That's a beautiful one there. Yeah. You know, sometimes we are so fixated on chalking milestones and we forget to live in moments. We forget to enjoy the moments that come with life. And so life is not really about milestones. Just enjoy the moment, whatever it is that you're into. Just enjoy it. That's Rose Kennedy. Let's bring you our word of the day every morning here on the show. Remember, we help you improve your English language writing and speaking.
Today's word of the day is sapient. S-A-P-I-E-N-T. It's an adjective. Now it means having great intelligence and wisdom. Let's use an example. It's the hope of many Ghanaians that a sapient president will be elected on 7th December. Sapient.
I'm sure it is also your hope. Alai. Anyway, let's prep you up for the morning. Let's pump you up with our video of the day.
Hey baby.
Hey baby.
Welcome to Inside Out. This morning, we want to help you have your say. There are a lot of things that have happened within this week, especially as we started voting. Special voting was on Monday across 14 regions. On Thursday tomorrow, the Western and the Eastern region will be voting because of a breach. However, in the special voting exercise, there were a few breaches, allegations of voter inducement, and then picture taking of ballots. Since when did the people who know better decide to flout the law? What will happen to the perpetrator? What will happen to the person alleged to be inducing voter? And what will happen to the voter who took the alleged inducement? The special prosecutor has been petitioned by the camp of the NDC parliamentary candidate for the Awaso West Wuogon constituency, John Seto Dumelo, alleging that his opponent, who is the parliamentary candidate for the NPP, Madam Lydia Sarah Malhassan, was inducing voters to vote for her. There was video evidence. We captured it, and it is live on your screen. We captured it, and she blatantly denied that she was there. She did not say whether she was showing, but she said, "I was not there." Our cameras captured it. The Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, SHRAJ, has also spoken. They have condemned the act, and they are requesting that the OSP looks into it. Will this be dealt with swiftly? Will the laws take its full course? What will happen? Call us. Let's hear you. And for you out there as a woman, I am a woman, so I'm interested. For you out there as a woman, what will influence your choice of vote? The various political parties have outlined their manifestos in their policies tailored towards the development of women, particularly the Women's Development Bank. Is this something that you're interested in? Is this something that will help you as a woman entrepreneur? Okay. Talk to me.
Yeah, I think that this woman that went to the stage to really convince the voters to vote even that way, because the other might have seen that he or she is bribing the voters, which is not in line with the voting procedures. And I think that the law should take its own course. That is my mind on this particular case. And the other thing too is that she vehemently disagreed that she was not there. Meanwhile, the cameras captured it. That means there's something wrong. If actually she was doing something right, she should have stood on her grounds and accept the fact that she was present. But she said no, she wasn't there. You see, this is what is in my mind. The law should take it on course and take it to the level it's supposed to be. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. He says we should allow take its full course regarding the alleged voter inducement. We are yet to have a full-scale investigation into it. We have another caller. Hi there, caller. Good morning to you. My name is Lily Mohammed. What's yours? Are you ready to vote? What's influencing your choice of vote?
My name is Kobe.
Hi, Kobe.
Yeah, I am ready to vote. Yeah, it's my nation as a citizen. But today I'm calling in respect to protections and journalism are right? Because yesterday from this same case, I think one of your reporters was being threatened and all of that.
Yes.
For me, from my side, I want the law to take its course with regards to that. Last time it was this your court rep. I don't know, I've forgotten his name. Your court
Murtala Inusa is actually here in the studio.
Sorry?
Murtala Inusa, he's actually here in the studio.
Yes. You got attacked with this substance report.
Yes.
We, your viewers, behind your TV, you report something, we get see how it goes there. Nothing comes up with it. We didn't know how it went, whether you took it up and whether the person was...
Yes, absolutely. We always take these things up. We don't leave it to anybody to just say that we'll investigate into it. Whatever happens to any of us, our supervisors, our bosses always take it up. Mutala's case is under investigation. Yesterday we reported 2 days ago we reported the issue of Nurains also to the police. So the police is also looking into it. But I mean, we're really grateful that you're concerned about journalist safety.
Yeah, I'm really, because I feel like if you keep doing that, it's actually comparing to the other people. Be behind your would like you to get that, if update on that role you've done. We lived and fulfilled about whatever we wanted. You see that it.
Okay, I agree. Thank you very much.
We would like to know how this one goes.
We'll also pan out. Absolutely. Absolutely, because one of us was threatened, and it's important that we take it up and we see to the end of it. Thank you very much, Kobe from Kumasi. You can also call us. But I was telling you the number of policies outlined targeted towards women development. The NPP, I mentioned that they want to implement in full the Affirmative Action Act, establish a women's trade empowerment fund to support women-owned businesses. Hi there, I have another caller. Your name and where you're calling me from. Mine is Lily Mohammed.
Hi, I'm Maxwell.
Okay, Maxwell, where are you calling me from?
From Achimota.
Okay. Talk to me, Maxwell.
Good morning, once and it started my heart so much.
Hello, Maxwell? Okay, I lost you there, but if you can try and call back. But okay, well, you're calling so much this morning. Hi, caller. Good morning. Hi there, caller. Good morning. I am Lily Mohammed. What's your name?
Hello, I'm Kamal. I'm calling from Tamale.
Okay, Kamal, talk to me.
Yeah. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Kamal.
Hello.
Hi, Kamal, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I'm calling from Tamale. I want to talk about the Women Bank about it. Hello?
I can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Hello?
Hi, Kamal, I can hear you. Okay, hi there. I have another caller. Unfortunately, I'm losing my callers, but please keep calling. Hi there, good morning to you. Your name and where you're calling me from.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Yes, I can.
I can hear you too. What's on your mind this morning? Are you ready to vote? I feel that the network is not favorable to me this morning. But let me quickly, like I was saying, take you through a number of policies tailored towards women development. The NPP also says they will further improve the maternal health care program, pursue a women in diplomacy program for Ghanaian women to take more leadership roles in international organizations. Let me bring you another. The NDC, I told you, says they will establish a women's development bank. Hi there, caller. Good morning to you. Your name and where you're calling me from?
Please, my name is Roxton.
You're calling from?
From Rongo.
Okay, talk to me, Roxton.
Yes. Please, I'm not happy with the but I think the woman for what she has done. I don't have to talk about
I'm not sure I can clearly hear you, but if I got a drift, you're saying that you say we are bastardizing the woman. Did you see the videos? Did you see her response?
Well, she said that what you put in the she's giving you food. What is it? You can put bribe to food.
She's giving what?
Can put bribe a man with your
my dear, I'm sure you don't know what the law says, do you?
But the woman bank must have woman bank before we can be. Sometimes you go a man we're going to go for empty. I do so to win the next.
Well, that is your choice, and nobody is going to stop you from voting. I'm not sure anything that EIB says will influence anybody who has already made up their mind. In any case, we do not put out false news. We only put out the facts, and video shows it all. So if you have a different opinion, I am sorry. That is your entitlement, but not our fact. Anyway, let's pick more calls. Hi there, caller. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Your name and where you're calling me from?
Madam, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling me from?
Alaji Hassan is my name, calling from Accra here.
Okay, Alaji, talk to me.
Yes, the woman, what is doing is not good, because this one particular woman, look at what happened at the security man at the this thing, and one policeman also came. One policeman also came and came. They was grabbing the police 400, 500. 400, 500 for any policeman. The police people that put that very day. We have video to that.
We cannot independently authenticate this. Hi, we cannot independently authenticate this. So.
And I'm telling you from the fact, because of the screen.
But we don't have evidence to that fact. Do you have evidence? Can you provide us with evidence?
You should stop it. You should stop it.
Come again?
You should stop it. You should stop it.
What did you say? I should stop what? Do you say me or she?
You stop what he's doing. It's not good. We should stop what he's doing. He's losing the election, so you should stop it.
Okay, she should stop it. Well, we don't have evidence to that fact, unfortunately. So we cannot put it out there that she was bribing 500 cities or 6 or 7 or 1,000 cities. What we can say is that there was food sharing in the queue that we have put out there. We quizzed her to it. She said she was not there. That is the only thing we can say. But we cannot, and we are not investigators in this matter. We've only put out the facts, the powers that be. The OSP has been petitioned. He will look into the matter. Charge has condemned it. Kodeo has condemned it. We, the media, have put out there the facts. And so we only allow the powers that be, that have the requisite power to investigate, to go ahead and do so. Unfortunately, I cannot take any more calls for now. But that's it for Inside Out. So that's the end of Inside Out. Let's head to the courts shortly. We're in court now. Captain has joined us. A while ago, a caller was asking about him. An update on his assault case. Captain, good morning.
Good morning, Lily.
How are you?
Today is Wednesday.
You know?
Ladies time, right?
It's day for the ladies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I noticed that right from the backstage, you see that the ladies are getting ready.
Absolutely.
They are getting into the mood and all that, yes.
But a caller was asking us to give them updates on your attack case.
Yes. I said we've been very quiet for a while now, but the case is still under investigation. The last time that I had an engagement with the police was on Saturday. So we're still getting it. It's just that I cannot put out the plan on air, because initially the plan that we had didn't work, so the police will still have to devise some other strategies and other stuff. Reduced. Now, Ernest Thompson, who was facing about 20 counts, is now going to respond to 2 counts. Conspiracy and then defrauding by willfully causing financial loss to the state, and some 2 others. So out of the 5 accused persons, Juliet Kramer Hassana, the CEO of Perfect Business Systems, was lucky yesterday. She was acquitted, and discharged, because the court held that if you look at the testimonies of prosecution witnesses, they were not able to establish a prima facie evidence against her, especially so when it has to do with defrauding by false pretense. So yesterday, out of the 5, Hassana Kramer walked free. So yesterday she was acquitted and discharged. But what is key is that Ernest Thompson and the remaining 3, including the lawyer, are to appear before the court on the 19th of December. And on the 19th of December, Ernest Thompson is expected to open his defense. In fact, when the court was making the ruling, the key actor or the star witness for the prosecution, at a point in time, the court described some of his testimonies before the court as bizarre. Because at one point in time, the court is saying that if you look at changes that were made in relation to deals, some transaction in relation to the Snake OBS matter, it was clear that he was involved, and the kind of testimony that he put before the court could not sustain those counts. So out of the 29, Ernest Thompson, they were acquitted, and a lot of them, but they have to face mount the witness box and then respond to 2 counts, which has to do with conspiracy and then willfully causing financial loss to it. So yesterday, it was clear. 1 person walked away. Hassan Akrama was set free, and that the remaining 4 will have to be back in court to open their defense.
I know Ernest Thompson was in high spirits, hoping
that of course. For those of us who love Accra Hearts of Oak, we know that the head of Accra Hearts of Oak, he was heavily involved there, there. But of course, the law is the law. When you are being accused, it is now time for him to also tell his side of the story. Then now the court will now weigh all the stories that have been told, and the court will make a determination as to whether the charges will succeed or they will walk free.
What's the updates on the Casa Millennium City murder? So
yesterday, Nana Abibio, Ben Lord, that's what Ben Lord Abibio, that's the name that a lot of people know him of. He's a traditional ruler somewhere at Kasua. Yesterday, he appeared before the court with Nana Kwachi, and they are facing 2 counts. In fact, the 2 counts, Ben Lord Abibio is facing the count of conspiracy with Nana Kwachi, and then he is also facing the count of murder. Remember the military officer who was murdered because of some issues of land issues at Kasua Millennium City. In fact, the incident happened on April 30, just by the Millennium City police station. And so committals have been done. He has pleaded not guilty to both counts. In fact, the other accused person also denied, but he is still on remand. And initially it was Justice Lydia Osemafo, a justice of the Court of Appeal, who is handling the matter. But now, because of her elevation and the fact that the case is now about to start, Justice Nakowa Kwashi is the one handling the matter. Yesterday, the case was called for the jury empanelment. You know, it's a murder case, so the jury will be the ones to deal with the issue. Yesterday, when they converged for the jury to be empaneled, only 9 of them potential jurors were present. So the court said we need about 15 so that the selection will be made. So on the 16th of December, the case will be back in court, hoping that we'll have enough prospective jurors, and then Ben Lord Abibio will make a selection. He will select his own jury panel to decide his fate and all that. So this case will come out on the 16th of December.
Now, yesterday there was a statement from the judiciary on supposed allegations that judges that are being transferred are going to truncate all the cases that they are handling. What's the latest on that?
So for many who will remember, every now and then we hear news of this judge being transferred, that judge being transferred, and some of them will be presiding over certain cases before their transfer do happen eventually. And so there was a case that a report that came out that one of the judges was transferred, and the reason that the judge was transferred was that there was a case that she was dealing. When she was about to deliver a decision, then she has been transferred. So there was that allegation that it was because of that case that the judge was transferred. So because the CJ and the Judicial did not want her to take a decision on that. Yesterday, there was a statement from the Judicial Service, and I'll just read a portion of what that statement has been saying. In fact, it was from the Communication Department of the Judicial Service. And the last but one point talks about the fact that, look, it said there's a standard procedure for transferred judges to follow, including submission of no case completion plan to the Office of the Chief Justice, which allows a warrant to be issued to judges to deliver outstanding judgments and rulings and to complete trials that are near completion. It went on to say that just like other transfers within the judiciary, Justice Prinsila Dikru Ofori, she's the one handling the case, who presided over the criminal trial of Alex Kobna Safo Kantanka, has been transferred from Accra to Kumasi. He said the said transfer is part of the 2024 beginning of the legal year transfer of more than 20 judges at all levels of the courts. The judges have presented, he said the judge has presented a list of all outstanding judgments and rulings and has been authorized to deliver all outstanding judgment and rulings on Friday, November 29, 2024. She presented a required case plan, completion plan, for a warrant to complete cases that are pending before. And the court is saying that the Judicial Service of Ghana hereby reiterates that transfers are not done or intended to truncate court cases. It is hoped that the above standard, so in effect, what the Judicial Service is saying is that when we make a transfer, it is not to stop a particular case, but it's something that is being done at the beginning of every year. They look at where the needs be, where they need to go, and make sure that they need to strengthen. Then they allow those judges to go. So definitely, once you are going, for instance, let me use Justice Lydia Osemafu, for instance. She's now going to the Court of Appeal, but she's now at the Court of Appeal. The cases that she's handling, she has to, those that are near completion, she has to complete them. The Ben Lord Abibiu's matter that we just mentioned, she started it, but the trial has not started yet. Now, a new judge has come, so she has to allow the new judge to handle. So that's how it works with the judicial. But in relation to this very case, the Judicial Service has minded to come out with a statement and say that the transfer of judges, it is not to truncate cases, but it is when we identify that there is a need for judges to be transferred, then we transfer them. So that's the statement clarifying that news in the media circulation that they have transferred a particular judge because of a certain case before it.
Right. My better half has joined me.
Your best friend. Your best friend in your class.
Hello, baby.
Hi, darling.
How are you doing?
I'm good, honey. How are you?
I'm okay. You look smashing, dashing, beautiful.
That was make me blush in my blush pink. Yeah.
I know. I mean, see how fine you are looking.
You know.
Sitting by me. And it's reflecting on me and it's making me look so handsome this morning. You know.
But.
At this particular point, I feel jealous. I want to swap positions. So
why are you jealous?
This is your seat. So you have to come back to your seat.
Why are you jealous?
I'm only borrowing your seat
for
a few seconds. You come to your seat.
Understand the reason why. I don't understand the reason why you are jealous. You see, the Bible says, "Give me your hand, baby." You know, the Bible says, "What God has joined together,
I beg you, claim me.
Let no man put asunder." Why are you trying to be the man who wants to put what God has joined together asunder? Why do you want to do that?
On this news, let's head back to court. What's happening today?
Yeah, the big one. Sexy Dondon. Yeah. Gucci Youngster. Today is D-Day for Gucci Youngster, and I wish both of you will be in court to witness what will happen. The jury are expected to deliver their verdict today, and the outcome of their verdict will know that Sexy Dondon, Daniel Esiedu, Gucci Youngster is going home or is going back to prison. As we speak, he's on remand. And when the incident happened on February 8, 2016, he's still been on remand. You notice that this case started with Vincent Bosu, where he and Vincent Bosu were charged for conspiracy to rob. In fact, the count were 3. Conspiracy to rob, robbery, and a murder. Right. So he had been cleared off the conspiracy one, and Vincent Bosu has been left off. So now he's left with the substantive charges of murder and then robbery. Parties have closed their case. They've all said whatever they want to say. Today, Justice Lydia Osemafu is saying that the parties are coming.
One of our favorites,
one of your favorite, I know. When they come to court today, the parties, lawyers of Daniel Esiedu, led by lawyer Yao Dankwa, will address the jury. Then prosecution led by Mrs. Sifa principal state attorney, will also address the jury. After that, Justice Lydia Osemafu will also sum up the trial. And the summing up of the trial is very interesting. That is where you see the judge take the jury through from day one, what is before the court, who are the witnesses who came, what they said, the confusion, the contradictions, and what the elements of all that. Then we take the jury also through the element that prosecution is supposed to satisfy, prove the guilt, to ensure that the charges sustained. Then they would look at it, what kind of doubts, what does the law say? And then the court will direct them, say, they are supposed to do this. And the court will say, so the decision will have to be either unanimous because of the changes in the criminal justice system. It has to be unanimous 7-0, it has to be 6-1 or 5-2. If you deliver a 4-3, it's a hung jury. You have to start all over again. So they will be clear in their mind and they will retire. And once they retire, then they'll go into their chambers, deliberate on their decision. And then when they come, then the judge will be like, the jury, have you arrived at a decision? Yes. No. If no, then they will seek for the necessary clarification and all that. If you have arrived at a decision, the foreman says yes, then the court will ask, is it unanimous or what is it? Then I'll tell the court. Once the outcome is announced to the court, jury, you are discharged, thank you so much, their job is done, then they leave. And if guilty, then Daniel Esedi will be asked to stand up, and then
judgments will be pronounced.
In this case, the law is clear. It's not about the judge having the discretion to say that, oh, I'm giving you 16 years or 20 years or 30 years.
What, life in prison?
You have to go in life in prison.
Wow.
Life in prison?
Yes, life in
prison.
prison.
Do they add with hard labor?
No, that's what it's just life in prison.
So where do they add the hard labor? So where does the hard labor come from?
The hard labor is when there's a discretion for the judge to make. So, for instance, robbery, for instance, defrauding by false pretense, for instance, the situations whereby, and it also comes with the circumstances at the time.
So what happened? The hard labor? What does
so
the
when you
hard
go to
labor?
hard, you see people in town doing a lot of work.
So I want to understand that when they say hard labor,
what does it mean?
Say you have been sentenced to 5 years in jail
in hard labor.
With hard labor.
Yes.
What does it mean? And then you've been sentenced to 5 years in jail.
So when you go in there,
what's the difference between someone doing hard labor 5 years and someone just doing 5 years?
So going for hard labor. So you go in there, whenever there's work that the prison service will have to carry, or there's any work, national work that they will need people to come and work. Sometimes we walk on the street and we see a lot of prisoners on the street weeding, doing a lot of construction works and all that. These are hard labor that they ask them to do. Yes.
So the hard labor is outside of the prison?
It's outside of the prison. So things that the prison service will know that we need people to go in. And then when they are in there, they go through some learn a lot of trade and all that. So in your case, if hard labor is attached to your judgment or your conviction or your sentencing, you have to go there. And then you work. And there are some who there's no hard labor attached to their sentences. Yes. So you just go there, and then depends, it's discretionary.
So you just be there.
So if they say hard labor and then the two people are standing there, okay, your judgment or your sentence is hard labor.
So any hard work, you are the one that they will take to go and do it.
So
and then the one who doesn't hard labor. But can the ones who don't have hard labor also be used to do labor?
No, they can be used to do, but it's discretionary. So while in your case, it is specified.
It's specified. So they have to look for hard work for you to
when there's any hard work, not that you have to look for. If there's any hard work at all, and we know in this country there are a lot of things that people are.
I'm just wondering where the with hard labor came from. Because I would assume that once you go
so you just go in there, then
everybody works like you're in a boarding house. Like everybody works.
For instance, those who have been in the boarding house will note that Saturdays they are going to work, and when they are away there, when a senior look at you for you on Pewasem, they will give you a wider portion, give you a bigger portion to a place where there are so many stones, and then the place it's not easy to weed. You'll be the one handling all those things. Anyway, so hard labor comes with you serving the sentence, so that when you come back, you know that what I did or what happened to me in there is deterrent enough to prevent me from going in there. And they are also supposed to reform. So even though it will be in hard labor, some people go there, they reform, and then they get pardon when presidential pardon and all those things come to
there is the argument as to whether or not the way our prison system is constructed actually encourages reform. People say that people become more hardened, when they come out, just because of how our prison system is. So there's a whole debate and argument as to whether or not it actually reforms or not.
Yes.
But we know some who have reformed. We know some who are in there who are reformed in there, but they can't come out again. People have become pastors.
The last time
I believe is a pastor now. In the prison.
Yeah,
right? You had an interview with him, didn't you?
Who?
Atai.
No, I have not spoken to Atai.
You've not spoken to him.
But when you go to the last time I was in someone prison, that was earlier this year. In fact, I met a convict who saw one of the judges, Lydia Fiasewa Saributri.
Yeah.
And he was thanking the judge for jailing him because he's come to the prisons and learned so many things. He's transformed. And there are a lot of people who are there.
Will
when
he
you
be
go
coming
there,
out soon, or he'll be
yeah,
there
for him, he will be coming out very soon.
Okay, so he's happy about
he's
the
happy.
experience.
And there are a lot of people who are there who are reformed. And they say you go there, they learn. They are not just there.
They
some
learn
go
trade.
to school, they learn training, they learn a lot of skills. And so when they are in there, some are carpenters, some are masons, some learn a whole lot of things. Some also go to school. And so when they are taking through all the situations, all the ins and out of why they are there, some of them are there. Of course, there are few who are also there, and of course, they hatch all the big plans, and then when they come out, they are rather hardened more. But the situations in the prisons are not that friendly. Not friendly.
Well,
so.
Captain, thank you very much.
Thank you to the due, Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah, don't be jealous.
No, I'm jealous. So let me just leave it there.
Let me reiterate that what God has put together.
Maybe it's tomorrow when I will not come and sit here. I also come and sit.
What God has put together.
I won't respond. Because I'm jealous.
I like that. You respond. That's it for court today. Let's see what the newspapers are reporting this morning. And then breakfast review is next. Graphic says economy strong will benefit all. That's according to Finance Minister. Shraj deploys 300 election observers. Okay, 3 days to general election, zero tolerance for violence. Security Task Force sounds warning. EC cautions media against declaring election results. Students Loan Trust opens applications portal for 2024-2025 academic year.
On the Daily Guide, macho men will be arrested. That's according to the IGP. IMF approves $360 million for Ghana voting. NDC will kill free SHS. Bamia commissions e-gates at Kotoka. And African countries need robust legal system. That's according to Godfrey Dami.
The Ghanaian Times, December 7 polls, Election Security Task Force talks tough. Declares zero tolerance for machoism, uniformed non-state security personnel on election day. Economy remains on a strong positive trajectory.
Informer, Prophet foretells Bamia victory. Your testimony is ahead of you. Trainee nurses to be upgraded. Napo reveals. General Mahama seeks comeback. Damboche jabs Mahama over unclean 24-hour economy policy. AG angry with CID boss. Election Security Task Force cracks down on machoism and impersonation. So that's all there on the Informer.
The Chronicle says Ghana's economy rebounds strongly. Says Amin Adam, don't vote for NDC. Collins Amankwa. Election 2024, fake police soldiers will be arrested. Dampari warns.
On the Daily Post newspaper, UPDI Africa polls, Mahama maintains lead in final days of campaign. Mahama 52, Bamia 46, others 2%. December 7 elections show care, patience, and lend a helping hand to persons with disabilities. Andrew Okaikoi urges general public and also NDC's Council of Elders warns NPP to detest from using vigilante groups, foot soldiers disguised as national security agents to foment trouble on Saturday. So yeah, that's it for the newspapers, right?
Absolutely.
Stay tuned. It's a Wednesday, so Woman Crush Wednesday.
Yeah,
that's why I'm crushing on you right now.
Thank you, darling. So it's an all-female ensemble.
You know the reason why the smiles are around.
He's the authentic man, I know.
So yeah, stay tuned. When we return, the breakfast review will be on, and of course, the rest of the show continues. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the show. This is still GH today here on GHOne TV. I am Lily Mohammed. My guests are seated. You know, Wednesdays are no female ensemble, right? And today we'll talk a lot about women. We're just 3 days to go. Whew, finally, we're inching closer. My guest this morning, Dr. Susan Edouard-Mankwa, is a member for Alliance Revolutionary Change. Aila Tabitha is a member of the NPP Communications team, and Joan Selassie Ahiaodo is a member of the NDC Communications team. Good morning, ladies. Good to have you.
Good morning.
Number 1 and number 8 and number 13. Okay. I see her. Yeah, my son. I've got a full set of the house, but it's good to see you as always. There are a number of issues to unpack. Monday was special voting, and I don't know if maybe I anticipated wrongly, but for us as media people, we thought, oh, well, this is special voting, and so very often we barely record any incidents. But Monday was quite an exception. Allegations of voter inducement, picture taking of ballots, and even hounding of journalists, including our reporter at Ayawaso West GHOne. So these are some of the issues that ordinarily you don't see during special voting. You usually see these things on election day. Let me start with you, Doc.
Well, I mean, we would say that generally it went well. Yes, we had these incidences, and some of them are a cause for worry. We saw the pictures or the viral video of the MP for Ayawaso West GHOne, Lydia Hassan, yeah. Honorable, MP, distributing food to men and women in uniform. I think it's one that should not have happened in the first place. It's a cause for worry on both sides that she would brazenly do that. It's either she couldn't care less, or she, was totally, I don't know, how do I put it, out of it, sort of. She didn't recognize that it was such a wrong thing to do, and that's also a cause for worry. But also a cause for worry is that these people who were in uniform collected these sacks of food because they, being who they are the ones going to be security people at the different polls. And if they didn't recognize that that was a wrong thing to do and accepted it gladly, that's a cause for worry. Because these are the people who will go to our polling stations, and if some MP or some other person comes to distribute things in the line, they will just keep quiet and think it is normal. And if any polling agent is to raise a ruckus and make some fuss, they will be the ones to say, but there's nothing wrong with it, and cause mayhem. You understand? So we have to look at it. It really is a serious thing. That those persons who are going to man our stations as security do not know when things are going wrong. Because they should have just calmly refused it and say, no thank you, we are not accepting this. It's not right. But they were collecting it. They didn't have to collect it. They could have immediately refused. Then it would have sent a message to her that maybe she's doing the wrong thing, if she didn't know she was doing the wrong thing.
But for a lawmaker,
so that's why I would come to that. You understand? But I'm looking at it in terms of the security of our elections come Saturday, and what this action has implications for on the other side. That security people would do that and not know better. It's real. I would hope that between now and Saturday, a lot of training and talking will be done. That as a security officer, that is a no. You get it. And the issue is these people. Well, I mean, I guess maybe their faces will be there or whatever. But if their bosses or their employers could actually be able to recognize some of them. I think that they
in the video, I think they're recognizable.
Well, they're recognizable. Maybe they need to pull them out and say, look, you have totally brought our institution into disrepute by your behavior, But of course, the employer has to see whether the people are well trained. If they are not well trained, I guess maybe that's what happened. This wholesale thing of sending security people, it may be a problem, and that I liked what the IGP said. And at the peace conference, when he said that they had recognized that they had been doing ad hoc things in terms of elections, and now they had set up a bureau that will be purposely for elections, so that the policing will be professionally done and continuous, not just in fits and starts as has been the thing. So maybe these are the lapses, and the other security agents should take note of it, so that they can have special training that is continuous for the people that they put out there to man our places. Now let's come to the other side of it, that the MP would do that brazenly, when Mr. Domelo said that was a stupid act. It was. I think you find out that the MP people will want to twist it and put the blame on Domelo, that Domelo is always attacking her. Domelo did not, go and force her hand to go and do that. And he found it wrong. So if he, says that it was a stupid act, it was. If she didn't think it through, you understand. But I have also heard her person say that, yes, okay, it could have been unethical, but it wasn't stupid. Really? I would prefer to say that I had acted stupidly than to say that I had acted unethically. Because if you act unethically, it goes to the core of who you are as a person. You understand? I mean, ethics is the way you live your life, the way you look at things right and wrong. So I would rather say that, I acted stupidly than I would say that I acted unethically. Because stupid, even the most intelligent of persons, we do stupid things all the time. And it doesn't make you stupid. You understand? It's the act that may be stupid, but it doesn't necessarily make the person stupid. So we need to get that in context. And if you have an MP that acts unethically in a situation like this, that is a cause for worry in terms of the kind of MPs that we are putting out there.
Right.
So it really is a problem. But it also goes to show our politics and the kind of politics that we practice in this country.
Right.
That we do the politics so badly and so unethically, it becomes the norm, and anything that is outside becomes strange. It's our politics needs really seen a cleanup, and we as a people need to be more ethical in our behavior. Not just our politicians, because the politicians come out from us, but we have to look at our society. What kind of ethics do we have? What kind of ethics do we live by? What are we teaching our children? I mean, yes, we should compete, but we should compete fair and square. You understand? So it doesn't bring bitterness, etc., etc., etc. So we have to look at this incident holistically. Of course, the incident of the security person also taking a picture of his
ballots.
I mean, honestly, our security people, they are a disappointment. You understand? And I guess that there has to, between now and Saturday, I think a lot of work has to be done.
Ayla.
Yes, so it's unfortunate what happened on the special voting. I didn't expect that to happen, but then it happened. I saw a video footage of Madam Lydia saying that she was not aware and that she was not around. So I'm going to stand on what she said and to reiterate saying. I heard that John Dumelo is even writing, like he's suing, or I think
he's petitioned
the
OSP.
Oh, okay. He has petitioned the OSP. That that is okay. It's fine. He has the right to do so. But you see, I don't think crime has an expiry date. The last time I checked. And just, I think yesterday, I saw a news item where it was carried by UTV, where it was stated or made clear that somewhere 2020 elections, John Dumelo himself was found doing same, inducing voters by giving them water and other items.
During special voting?
During special voting.
Okay.
Yes. So I think that practice is a practice that has happened before.
So must we condone it?
No,
because it's happened
I'm
before?
coming. I'm adding something to what I just said. I'm just making it clear to people that crime doesn't really have an expiry date, and that when you are coming for equity, make sure you come with clean hands. That's the point I'm trying to make. We should, as much as possible, try to shun hypocrisy going forward. If John is saying that he wants it investigated, that is right. He has all the right to do so. I have always been against inducing voters. I don't believe that. I believe that you are there to serve the people. You are not there to probably buy their votes or buy their conscience. I can tell you for a fact that on a daily basis, I get calls from people saying that, can you buy my vote? I want to vote for your party. Like those things. I think all those things we need to, as we are growing and maturing as a democratic nation, we have to shun these things. Both, what they call them, politicians and also voters need to understand that we cannot continue this practice. Whoever is planning to do same in future, I think we should stop it. Let's look at what the people can do. The policies that they bring, are they able to espouse? Are they able to explain their policies clearly? Are they able to even institute, or implement their policies very well? These are things that we should be asking ourselves. I can tell you for a fact that every household in Ghana has at least benefited from free senior high school. I can tell you for a fact that every, household in Ghana.
Please allow her land. She was quiet when you were speaking.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Yes. So policies that this government has instituted that people have benefited from. It's clear we don't have to.
You were not able to complete your sentence. You're saying every household.
Yes.
Has what?
Has at least benefited from one or two policies that we have instituted. And I made mention of the free senior high school that a lot of people are talking about. When you go to the marketplaces, just listen to the women. At times I listen to them and I get goosebumps all over my body. The women are telling Ghanaians that, look, we have benefited from the NPP and we are going to vote massively for them. Because, look, there were days that we used to take our cloths, go to the market and sell to put our kids through school. Now we don't do that. These are testimonies that people are given. And I'm happy that it's not coming from us. It's not coming from MPP communicators. It is coming from ordinary Ghanaians. Just yesterday, I was sitting in a taxi from Accra to somewhere Sankara. And the taxi driver said something. He wept when he was talking to me. And I was like, wow. He said, I was a very brilliant student. But because of money, I couldn't continue with my education. Or say me, I grade 10. I had 10. But because of school fees, I couldn't continue. Then a tear came. And I looked at a whole grown man who has a family that he feeds, who has children, and is crying that he couldn't go to school because there was no money. And so I think that going forward, let's keep hammering on the fact that we are putting down policies that are helping people. Let's not look at the D-Day, what we get. That is not the most important thing. It cannot feed you forever and ever. When you are going to vote, you are voting not only for yourself, but also for your children and your children's children. And so I would like to make it clear to all Ghanaians that if you are planning to go and induce, or you are planning to go and buy, or to sell your vote, please have a rethink. That is not what is needed. I remember vividly the story in the Bible where Esau sold his birthright, and it affected him, not only he as an individual, but his generations. And so let's go into the polls with a clear mind, looking at the various political parties and what they have done to benefit you. I told somebody, I said, look, the NDC is talking about Nkokon Kitten. The question is, who do you know? In fact, now they have turned it from who do you know to who knows you to give you the Nkokon Kitten. We are talking about political parties that are bringing policies that you don't need anybody to go before you to ask for something for you. Today, if your child is going to the hospital, you don't need anybody to send you to the hospital to benefit some level of relief when you are accessing the health insurance. When you are going to the school, you don't need anybody to say that, give this child MP's common fund to help him pay part of his school fees. The no guarantor system that tertiary students are benefiting from. You don't need your father to be somebody that is fully employed or is a Senate contributor before you can benefit from government's loan to go to school. This is the kind of governance we are talking about.
You're away from my topic.
Not necessarily. It is linked because I'm looking at the fact that vote for a political party that will take all these protocols out of your way so that you can have easy access to government policies. Where I brought in the no guarantor system because the days passed, or should I say years passed, we had people that couldn't access loans because they had nobody that could guarantee for them. We had pensioners who will go on pension and will be chasing people to come and pay up before they take their money. But today, all those things have been taken away. And this was done or made possible by this government. And so when you are voting, vote for a political party that will make policies that will benefit you, that you wouldn't need anybody to know you before you benefit from those policies. That is what I'm saying today. And buying somebody's vote, personally, I've never bought anybody's vote. I have contested right from my primary, JHS, secondary, tertiary. I've never bought anybody's vote. I have always won on a clean. Yes, that has always been me because I believe in service. And me, if you give me something and I know I can do, I'll tell you outright that I can do it. And when I say I want to do something, I try to do it with the best that I can. That is me. And I believe that due to that, people have entrusted or giving me opportunities to occupy places. And I think that is what we should be doing going forward. Nobody should be seen using money. I don't have money to buy anybody's vote. But I have the energy and the intellect to help you secure what you are supposed to secure as a Ghanaian. And I think that is what all politicians should be doing. So that nobody will go to parliament thinking that I need to embezzle, I need to defraud, I need to be corrupt, I need to do some things before I can get money. I can tell you that some people claim that they sold their houses just to contest.
True.
Should that be the case? I even heard of the story of Honorable Haruna Idrisu, where he made mention that when he was contesting for the first time, he sat on a bicycle and was riding and doing his campaign. And that was what took him to parliament the first time. The question is today, how many people can sit on a bicycle and be given that opportunity to become a parliamentarian? But we all know the records that Haruna has set at parliament. Though coming from a very poor background, but we know that he has contributed a lot in this particular 8th parliament. You understand? And so let's not pull the money card as much as possible. Let's relax on that.
Okay.
Because, Charlie, look, there are a lot of videos everywhere. If I'm going to talk about MPP, yeah, we have a lot. Talking about NDC, we have a lot. Just recently, I saw people sharing cocoa and rice to people. And they were wearing NDC colors. But I don't think it is necessary for me to go there because this is an open truth. It is a reality. And it is one of the things that is preventing people like me who don't have money to contest.
Okay. Thank you, Tabitha. I don't know why I like calling you Ayla because it's
fine, Ayla. That's good.
GHOne.
A very good morning once again.
Good morning.
My voice is a bit hoarse this morning. You know, I also West Wogon, and its issues are very dear to me because that is the constituency where I grew up, where I started my political career, my basic school, everything, you know. And it hurts me that in recent times, at least from after the death of Mr. GHOne down to this time, you always have some negative stories coming out from that constituency at every electioneering period, and we should be worried. And Lily, I can tell you on authority, and this is verifiable, that all these episodes of stories, bad negative stories and reportage about Ayawaso West Wogon has always, if you dig to the root of it, always has a link to the MPP. Let's go back to the by-elections in Ayawaso West Wogon, where today we still have constituents of Ayawaso West Wogon who are still healing from, the injuries that were sustained during that period. All because one person wanted to become an MP. I have been in that constituency. I have seen Honorable GHOne, who was, a fantastic politician, even though some of us were, I started my politics from Tain University of Ghana. And Honorable GHOne, even though an MPP man, all of us, ask every single NDC person, they will tell you that man was a fantastic politician. And this is somebody who is being succeeded by the wife. And after his death till today, that woman has not left any glorious legacy of the husband in that constituency. Every single thing about her is violence, violence, violence. Lily, I represent the Ayawaso West Wogon as the legal director, Okay. And when this matter came up, I was in Ketu North before the calls started coming and all that. We are a three-member legal team. So I called my colleagues and who were there. A lawyer spoke, Kofi Apenu spoke on this matter at the police station. I was in touch with them all through the period up leading to the complaint to the office of the special prosecutor. Lily, what hurts me is the fact that at one point, Madam Lydia trying to deny ever even being, in the queue sharing votes, food to voters. Clearly, this is a minister, this is a lawmaker, an MP, a lawmaker, and she knows the law. She knows what the representation of the People's Act says. She knows what even the regulations of the Electoral Commission says about treating, about bribery, and all that captured under, Part 5 of the People's Representations Act. And yet you go into a queue. You see, laws are not made for ornamental or aesthetic purposes. Laws are made to regulate society. And if you look at the history of violence in our elections, it isn't people just being in the queue and somebody raising a gun and shooting. And this is how it starts. You are in a queue. The videos are there. We submitted different videos to the office of the special prosecutor. You are in a queue sharing food to people who are in a queue to vote. Indeed, in fact, the law says that, one, whether people are in a queue voting or even after voting, any act that has the potential of inducing people to vote is prohibited. So either you tell them, I'll give you money or I'll give you food during the process, so you vote for me, or go and vote for me and afterwards I'll give you this. Is prohibited. Lily, let me also put it on record that it was not only that food sharing matter that happened at the police station. In fact, they were sharing money. The commander of the district, the Legon district police, was informed. He had to go to the back of the police station to go and stop what was going on. People go and queue after voting.
Interestingly, we had a caller this morning that mentioned this, but because we don't have evidence to that fact.
It is a fact. It is
but
a fact.
We don't, at this point, we don't have evidence.
Right, so I am telling you, all these things, it will be coming up in the coming days, because right after here, that is another step
we'll be glad to
taking,
have that,
taking up. She was sharing, money. After you vote, you take a picture and go and show to her, and then you take money. So the council on duty at the time had to go and talk to the police commander. Why should this be happening on your premises? Your men all over, and you allow this to go on. Before they went to stop them. This is not the last. Last week, I don't know if you followed it. It was on social media. There's a security man. That issue also, I am handling it. Mr. Kennedy Kwesi, he's a security man at the Legon police station. Madam Lydia called the security as usual, and was sharing rice, oil, and things.
Oh, I saw that on social media.
So this man, when the rice was sent to him at his station, he's a porter, at his station. When it was sent to him, he complained that, look, this rice, since I have been a security man and Lydia has been here, it is only around election time she brings things like this. Normal Christmas, she will never come and give anything. So if she's bringing this food for me to vote for her, I'm sorry. I am not going to vote for her because this cannot buy my vote. What we need in the constituency is development. We've seen other people, John Dumelo, providing light, street light on Legon campus, providing water, providing motorcycles to security men to aid in the operations on campus. And if you as a parliamentary candidate or the MP for the area, all it is you can do is to bring me rice and oil, I'm sorry, do you know what happened? Madam Lydia and her people were if I just left here, I picked a call right now when you were, that was the man who called. They were frustrating him, going to his house. We had to go and hide him somewhere in another place, that he had to come do a video, and this was Lydia who told him, we have it on record, that the man spoke Ewe to him. Why is the man trying to sabotage her in Ewe? Trying to, sometimes if you watch that video of her where she was granting an interview and was saying that she cannot do that, the Lydia we know in Ayos West Wogon is not what appears on TV. As you see, my God has given me the grace and a certain temperament, and I cannot do that. If you see Lydia in her real, life, you'll be surprised. Lydia actually went to University of Ghana campus in a white pickup, met the security man, and told the man that the man should go and do another video to retract, as a counter video to what has been in circulation. And the man said he will not. So the man called, and I said, if you don't know and take any such step, if anything, tell them your lawyers are there. They should get in touch with your lawyers. They frustrated this man, went to his police, his station on campus and all that. So we had to go to the Legon police station to go and lodge a complaint. That matter is there. We haven't finished with it. Before this started, all food sharing. Open your lines and let University of Ghana students call in at random and let them deny or contradict me this morning that Madam Lydia has not been bringing food that she has a label on it, and going to the rooms and sharing and what have you. Today as we speak, Mr. Kennedy is telling me.
I'll be glad if indeed not calls, but if it can be posted on our social media platforms, right, where we're streaming live on Facebook, we're streaming live on YouTube as well. So if you are a student of the University of Ghana, she has made a point. Tell us whether it is true or not. We want to authenticate this. Right. Let's go ahead.
Mr. Kennedy called me this morning. The man is afraid to even go and vote. So I thought he voted because I was in Ketu North. I came back just yesterday. He said no, he hasn't voted. He'll be voting on Saturday, but he's afraid. So I told him he should do it after the I'm in the studio. After I'll get back to him, and we have to actually take him to the police, the polling station, his police station, to go and vote. Why should this be happening? We saw what happened in Asino. The history in Ayos West Wogon. You are going into an election, assuming this is special voting. This is not if I say special voting, because of the caliber of persons who were voting. Really, imagine at the time these things were going on, if John Dumelo and his men decided to resist with, imagine what would have happened. And imagine if this happens off the special voting and happens the normal one where you have all manner of persons, all levels of persons, all classes, excuse me to use that word, of persons there. Imagine what would happen. And then Ayawasu again would be in. I went to the NDC party office for training of our lawyers and all that for election day. And Lily, as soon as I got there, they mentioned my name and everybody started laughing. As for you people, your problems have even started even before the DD. This shouldn't be happening. A woman who succeeded your husband because your husband had died, and with all the controversies that have surrounded her coming, into power or into office to succeed the husband, you remember all the attacks around her, and I would have expected her to act in a certain way that would wipe away that, earlier reportage wrong or negative reportage about her. But no, very vindictive. You have to vote for her in a certain way. You have to do this. And anybody who stands, you're journalist. You're journalist from this media house, EIB network, GHOne TV, was attacked or was,
was hounded.
Was, by Lydia and her men.
Not Lydia. Her team.
Well,
but,
her team.
But interestingly,
but Lydia,
she stopped it.
But Lydia was the one who said, "Why are you lying?" Lydia told your journalist.
True.
He's from this house,
True.
media house. My guys were there on grounds and gave me every single report. I have videos. Lydia was the one telling him that he was lying. Your station was lying.
And somebody who stood by her said, we'll look for you and deal with you.
And then I even got a report, that one you may have to confirm, that even Lydia took a picture of the young man.
Yes, she did. That is true.
What is she going to use the picture? You see, these are some of the negative things she does to put fear in people. And this is something very, when you talk about it, look, if you're a government who has done well, and you believe that people will vote for you, some of these things shouldn't be happening. A government in power, bragging all over, your free SHS is the best policy ever, infrastructure best, whatever, health, everything is in. You shouldn't be doing these things, because it should trickle down to even, is she not a minister? She's a minister for sanitation. If your government has worked, if you as an MP has worked, you do not need to induce anybody. John Dumelo is an opposition parliamentary candidate. But what that young man is doing on Legon campus, ask the students if John has ever come to anybody's room to give them food or gone anywhere. Let your lines, your social media, let the comments come. If John has ever personally gone anywhere to give money, to give food, branded food and other things, all he's doing are projects and policies that help the larger community.
Okay, so these are some comments coming in. Sefakwa says it's more than true, Lily. The negotiating party she finds us hungry only during election. Joseph Kojo Pokumam, this happened right in front of me. Rice and oil, if you're lucky, 100 Ghana will be added. It is true. Honorable Lady and her team came to my hall to offer us 200 cedis, a bag of rice, cooking oil with her stickers. If the call can be taken. So, okay. And Baumia stickers on it.
Lily, you see, if a crocodile comes from the river to tell you a toad is dead, you do not. These are from University of Ghana, students. I have been with University of the community for so many years, and I know almost every. And you see, it hurts me that it is a woman. Lily, let me tell you something. Why are we calling for more women in politics? We are calling for more because we have been saying that, you see, the men at the forefront of our politics, some of them, they are the ones who have given a certain name to politics, to the point that today, if you have a certain demeanor, people will tell you politics is not cut for you. People think that you must be rude, you must be very crude, you must be very violent, loving before you can do politics. And I was thinking, because of our nature as women, mothers, people who nurture and all that, when we come to the scene, it should be a different ball game altogether. This is a woman, a widow whose husband has died on the seat. And by the grace of God, you have been elevated. Instead of glorifying your late husband and glorifying God for whatever has happened, this is the legacy you want to live. Today, because of your name, somebody is still nursing his injuries. We haven't finished with that. But you see, I don't blame her. It is this same IRC West Wagon where this matter happened. And the Emil Short Commission made recommendations. None of them has been carried out. All those people, has any of them been brought to book? So she has the confidence. When that incident happened under her watch, if those who are mandated to carry out, the necessary punishments and all that, if they had done their work or their job, I don't think that this would have happened. She's emboldened because after all, you are in a banana republic. We live in a state of nature where everybody behaves anyhow because your government is in power. But my sister Tabitha said something this morning, that crime has no expiry. And that is a basic principle. Let it take how many days more? 3 days. And I know that this MPP government, Lily, I'll be here next week Wednesday as a victorious member of the NDC. I'll be here. And I want to be here on Wednesday with Tabitha. Let your producer put us here.
On record.
We'll be back here the NDC is going to win this election. And when we come back to power, just as she has said, I want to go by her words, that crime has no expiry date. All the offenses against humanity in our West were going to do the by-elections. All the funny things, there were some issues of this vote buying issues, even in 2020 by the same leader. And you see, what hurts me is anytime some of these things come up, then we attempt to do the blame games. I didn't expect my sister to do that this morning. What is wrong is wrong. The fact that John Dumelo was doing it, and you asked her, so does it mean we cannot continue that way? What is wrong is wrong. Me, I will not come here and put it, this is my way. That NDC is in power, and my parliamentary candidate goes to misbehave. And instead of telling them in their face that, me, I'm a woman, and I will not condone certain things, because today, if there's any violence in these elections, you and I, what can we do? Women and children.
And I live in a constituency that borders Iowa, so West. I live in Doncabinia.
Right. We are the ones that are going to suffer most. If anything happens here right now, the men, they will all run and leave us here. So we, the women, should be telling those, the leaders who are misbehaving to their faces, whether they belong to us or not, and not to be doing comparison. That thing we need to stop as women in politics. If indeed we want people to take us serious, because people are tired about the politicians. People are fed up. They will tell you they are the same. The women, when we come on board, let our own be different. You don't come to the studio, and when your parliamentary candidate and your minister has misbehaved, you want to do comparison. That John Dumelo was also doing. No.
No, okay. But, I mean, and to
a few minutes so that we can dovetail.
And to add to that, that's so pathetic. I mean, I think the equalization is nauseating. We are so fed up, and that is why Ghanaians say they are both the same, and that's why we said ditch the pair of them. Look, she said she's going to take Madam Lydia's denial that she made, but do you know that she said a different thing on City FM? She was interviewed on City FM, and she said that she was being sympathetic and compassionate, and she went there to share food to her people, and the people looked tired and hungry or something like that. So in one breath you say you were not even there, you have no knowledge about it, which can be easily proven that it's a lie, and then you go to another station and say that, oh well, you did it, but you did it out of compassion.
But an interesting thing yesterday on sister network Joy FM, to be precise, on their top story in the evening, the aide to leader was questioned about sharing of food, and he categorically stated that all the videos circulating are fake.
They are not fake. We know they are not fake.
Well, we were there, so we can tell you that it's not fake.
So when John Dumelo was incensed and was in that space of time, they did the video quickly in that space of time. I mean, really, I think that, you see, they take us for fools. They take us for fools. They take us for dumbwits, and that we are dim-witted, and we have no sense, and we cannot discern what is fake and what is not true. People were there. People saw it happen. They're saying that it was made up, and we should believe that. I think that even just for the fact that you think that we are that stupid, we should vote against you. Because when we vote for you, then we actually do show that we are dim-witted, and we can't think through things, and we cannot see through things. But, I mean, look, we don't want the equalization. And that's why we said that we need to pack these two parties somewhere and have a break. Because the direction in which we are going, we must stop. And they will continue to take us in that direction. We must have a totally different break where we have a leader who is taking us in a different direction. And that's why we are asking that you vote independent and you vote for Alan Shamantin. You understand? For anything, for nothing at all, a protest vote against these two people, that we do not like the direction in which you have taken us. We do not like the things that you do. We will protest against you. So we urge people to go out there. Look, there are lots of people who say because they cannot have a difference. I think we need to say this.
Let me take a submission.
Yeah, so Lily,
because we have to move to
I'm
the next
surprised
topic.
at Serum this morning.
No, she's Selassie.
Okay, so I'm just surprised at her. You see, when I was talking, I made sure that I gave a balanced view of the whole thing, where I even indicated that somewhere 2020, something of that sort happened in that same constituency, and those two parliamentary candidates were cited in that particular controversy. It is worth noting. It is worth also revealing this. That is why I made it clear that crime has no expiry date. Sure. And so maybe if this particular time you couldn't get money to do what you did the last time, and maybe whatever happens.
So are you saying that is why Lydia has the money to do that?
No, I'm not saying so. That's not what I'm saying. Clearly, what I'm trying to say here is that before you point fingers at another,
you come with clean hands.
Yes, you come with clean hands. That is what I'm leaving behind. And another thing, she attacked the person of Lydia. And I think that it is a no-go area. Nobody should be attacking anybody here. I remember some few months back, John Dumelo attacked Madam Lydia, calling her a bloody widow. And unfortunately, on her part too, she sat here and tried to compare her leadership skills to that of her husband, her late husband. Who does that? Trying to make it look like she is not a leader that matches. She doesn't have to match up to her husband. She just has to be who she is. We have different leadership styles. You cannot impose on her how she should go about being a leader. You don't have that right.
Okay.
Another thing, she made mention that Madam hasn't done anything in her constituency, which is a lie. Madam has done a whole lot of things, and I'm going to indulge you.
Unfortunately, this is not Voters Connect where
I know, but what I'm trying to say is that
topic. I give you a minute.
See, Madam Lydia has constructed 12 classroom blocks for Atraco. She also constructed a 6-unit.
Unfortunately, it is not Voters Connect.
Yes, I know, but we are still talking about our candidate. She was trying to say that my candidate hasn't done anything in her constituency, which is a lie. Since she said that is her birth constituency, then she should be telling me that this 12-unit classroom block that I just mentioned is a lie. If it is not a lie, then she has to revise her notes and never to repeat it anywhere that Madam hasn't done anything. Madam has done a lot of things. She even built a community hospital or is it a clinic? In her constituency. In a Beleng base, she constructed a 12.
I'll have to take a minute of you so that she can take a bite at the next topic.
Lily, you didn't let me articulate.
No, I gave you 2 minutes.
Yes, and you were trying to tell me that I can't talk about her achievements.
But you've mentioned to you already. You've mentioned to you already. I cannot because it is not Voters Connect. We are not here. We're talking about the issues.
Lily.
So I want her to land, and then we can move to our next topic. Apologies.
We don't have much time, so I wouldn't even belabor the point. Everything I have to say, I have said, and viewers, I'm sure, will be the best judges. Everything I said it within a certain context. If I compared her to her husband, I did so within a certain context. And I never said Lydia didn't do anything for the constituency. What I said was, if she indeed thinks she has done well, she shouldn't be using food to buy the voters. John is going around doing A, B, C, and D. I'll end it there. I didn't want to belabor the point.
Okay, so let's touch on our next topic. No, we'll have to move to our next topic. Yes, you have just 5 minutes, so you can leave. Let's touch on issue of women and what will influence women's votes. All 3 political parties here have manifestos tailored towards women development. Doc, let me start with you. Why should any voter, any woman for that matter, go to the polls on Saturday and choose Alan Chemating?
Well, I mean, it is there for us to see in terms of the great transformational plan, which arises out of our national development plan. But we have already done the affirmative action bill, so I need body who comes.
But that was passed under Nanado.
So what? Government is a continuum. It was passed under Nanado, so what? He has to pass some laws. He has to do some good. Nobody thinks that any of these parties does no good at all. They can do some good compared to what ought to be done for the people. That is when we say that you haven't done well. So let's not say so it was passed and another so what she should not pass any.
But I am asking, so I don't.
Let's
vote for Alan.
I think a woman should vote for Alan because this is somebody who believes that women have their place in society. He believes that women must be at the decision-making table. This is a Democrat who believes that women, being 51% of the population, do deserve to have a place at the table. Otherwise, there's no democracy. You understand? A democracy where on the table where decisions are taken, for women for society to grow, then the women are are left behind. So I think that if anybody can Google the Great Transformational Plan and see what he has in store for women, be it support in terms of small businesses, be it support in terms of scholarships for education to better the woman, be it in his appointment of women. It's all there for people to read and say. But you see, these are the nice things that we all say. What we have to do is to look at our record in terms of, have we, those who have been there before, have they actually supported the women in the ways that make a great change? It is good to pass the law affirmative in the last days. When this law, I remember as far in the last 20 years, yes, maybe in an election year is the time to pass it, to make yourself look good. We will take it because we want it. But have you lived it? You understand? Have you actually put the women out there? And it's not just in high positions, but the general support for women in terms of upliftment of women across. Look, when we look at the statistics, even for this thing, I asked earlier how many MPP women candidates, how many NDC this thing. The core of that is coming from them. Look, 36 women. For the 276 MPP was only able to bring up filled 36 women. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. NDC did a little better, but a tad better. They had 39. Now, these are people who could not even find safe seats for their women. Some of their women lost their seats.
That's true. Why
is Cynthia Morrison an independent candidate? You understand? So we need to look at the core. If, let's say, even in the event that all these 36 women are elected and all the 39 are elected, that's only 75 women. We have a parliament of what, 276. What? I mean, yes, it may be improvement on what has happened in the last parliament where we had 2020, but generally, in real life, you think all 36 can win or all 39 can win? I mean, that would really be something else. You understand? And if you look at the Electoral Commission says that 118 females have been fielded for the 224 general elections. So that is only 42% of women, being running for parliament. Even if all of them won, we still have not achieved the equity and the parity that we actually want, and we know not all of them would win. So I mean, this is an important time for us as women to also look at the women who are running for parliament. I would say that yes, maybe vote for the woman that is in your area. But hey, I think that we also want quality in other states. We want people who are ethical in our parliament. We want people who, in spite of all the odds, do the right thing, because women are usually held to a much higher standard than the average man, and so for you to be in that position, we expect that as a higher standard. So I say, go out there and vote Alan Shamanting. Alan Shamanting has the the blueprint in making sure that the affirmative action is not just on a piece of paper, but it is worth more than the piece of paper that it is written on.
So we'll take a break. I'll take the submissions of the two, but let me take a quick break here. When I return, Doc will take leave of us, and then the two women will still be here. This is still GHOne here on GHOne TV. Stay tuned in. welcome back to the show. A lot happens that you don't see, so it's exciting. The show is still on. We're still talking about issues that will engender voter confidence. What will you, the woman out there, you, the mother, you, the sister, you, the daughter, going into this election, what will you consider in going to vote for your candidate? Have they been able to convince you enough? What policies have you heard them tell you for which you're going to vote for them? The NDC is here, the NPP is here. Aida Tabitha is a member of the NPP communications team. John Selassie Aheodo is a member of the NDC communications team. Dr. Susan Edamanka had to leave us for also an important thing. So, ladies, let me start with you, Tabitha.
You started with me.
Come again.
The first one, you started with me.
Well, because you're to my right. So.
Okay. Yeah. So politics and women, we all know, per the statistics that has been made available to us from EC, that women are the majority. We are more than 50% of the voters. And so anybody who becomes the next president of Ghana is going to be the next president because a lot of women have voted for the person.
True.
And so I believe that any manifesto that is coming out, they have to give some special attention to women. Because, my dear, you are a woman like me and you know the challenges that we are faced with. Somebody like me who comes from the northern part of Ghana, who is not entitled to inherit any landed property from my father, you ask me, how then do I become an independent woman? And I always say that if on the unlikely event, or when it happens that you don't get a good man to marry, then you, that woman, you are automatically doomed. And so the only hope will be government and what government can do for women. And I am so happy anytime I talk about politics and what MPP has done intentionally and looking at what improving on the life of women. One, let's start from Mr. GHOne Kufuor. Free maternal health care, a brilliant policy. A lot of women benefited from this policy. Those days, if you are a woman and you are pregnant, and you are not even careful, married or unmarried, your husband can leave you midway and you have to contend with it alone. You are taking care of yourself as a pregnant woman and at the same time a woman that has been abandoned by your husband. And you have to become so, like when you are pregnant, you don't have anybody caring for you. And you have to take that financial burden on yourself when you know physically you can no longer work to support yourself financially. And so that policy of free maternal health care is a brilliant policy by the MPP. And so growing up, I was so happy to know that a political party has taken it upon themselves to give women this free maternal health care. I remember there were days that they will make news items like a woman was abandoned and they need money to get her out of the hospital because she has given birth and there is no money to clear her. But today, women go to the hospital. Look, today if you are pregnant and you go to any government institution and they establish that you are truly pregnant, automatically the free health care for pregnant women kickstarts and they will take good care of you. And so brilliant policies like this from a political party like my political party is one of the things that women should consider going into the elections. I told you that in this campaign that we are running, apart from my candidate who has done a splendid job, who has worked, and I can tell you the hardest, not any MPP foot soldier has worked harder than the VP himself. Our flag bearer himself has distinguished himself. He has worked the hardest. And this morning, Mitumiche Emano, DMB has shown people that he is ready to work. And I tell you that today, we have a lot of women gaining that confidence in our free senior high school policy and are campaigning for us massively. Apart from his wife, who is also campaigning massively, we have market women. Ask them and they will tell you that, Madam, those days we used to sell our clothes to put our kids through school. But today, at least government will pay their fees for us. And so they are campaigning for us because of the free senior high school. And this free senior high school is something that is very critical in this election. And a lot of women will advise other women that, hey, you are a single mother like me. You don't have anybody to support you. Let's vote for this government to continue with free senior high school, because the other one used to chase our children from the classrooms. They used to harass them. We used to be at home and our hearts will be will be beating, because we don't know when our child will be coming home. Because the commitments we are supposed to do in the form of payments of school fees, we've not been able to do it. But today, a lot of people go to sleep and they sleep very well, because they know they don't have to add the payment of school fees to their list of things to do. And this political party is the MPP that has done it. We are all aware that when it comes to laws or something that will cause political parties to give women their rightful places, I always say that, look, as we are all in this struggle, there are times that you, the woman, these are realities, and I'll put it to bear. You have to go work hard, and even after working hard, somebody may want to do you a favor by trying to take something from you. These are realities. We have to talk about them.
Absolutely.
But the president has made it a point to sign into law that whenever there is going to be any appointment, let's give women at least 30% appointment. And that is a brilliant call. That is something that all political parties should be interested in. And my candidate has said it, and I believe him. Why do I believe that my candidate will enforce this affirmative action bill? I have seen that he's a man who is not intimidated by the radiance of his wife, because there are men who wouldn't like to see their women do better. But this is a man who has given his wife the opportunity to be who she is, or who she wants to be. And from day one, we have seen that he has not done anything to put her at the background. You understand? And this is a man I can trust to enforce fully the affirmative action bill. What have you done with the women in your own room that I can trust you to enforce that law? And my candidate has shown me that I can trust him. He is not intimidated. He has confidence in the woman power. He knows that women, when they are given the right tools, when they are given the right environment, they will do the right thing, or they will thrive. They will bring something on board. And Hajia Samira is an example of a woman who has a husband that supports her in every sense. And so I trust Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to enforce the affirmative action bill. And apart from that, look, there have been deliberate policies to ensure that women are well resourced. This free senior high school that we are talking about has brought gender parity among our young people. Gone are the days that you go to the JHS and they tell you that 52% of those that wrote the exams were girls or females, and you have 48 being males. And then when you move to the senior high school, it turns. And women are rather, or the girls are now hovering around 40-something, 30-something, and the boys are going 50. You ask yourself, the remaining girls, where did they go? And the answer is that some of them went into marriages that they did not have to even go there in the first place. You find out that some of them have made their way onto the streets to become head porters. And you have a political party that has a track record of taking levies or levying these head porters who did not end up there because they wanted to, but situations and conditions at home pushed them into those streets. You had people harassing these girls on the streets to take monies from them. And this was supervised by a political party that is looking to be elected. And I asked myself, is that what we should be doing? No. The MPP came, and under the leadership of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, he said that we are going to intentionally give skills training to these girls. And what did they do? They built 3 training centers, one at Medina, another at Ashaman, and then the last one in Kumasi. And what they are doing is that they are giving skills training to these girls. I heard some are even learning how to drive. Some are learning hairdressing. We have people doing makeup. We have people doing all manner of things with their hands. We are giving these girls hope. And apart from that, they make sure that they give them startup capitals. You understand? This is a political party with a track record of intentionally investing into the welfare of women. And so anytime I come and sit and I'm talking for my political party, I get so excited. Because due to my political party's efforts, I have more of the girls in my region getting access to free education. Let me give you a typical example of one girl who had to go and sleep with a man just to get money and pay for her SSSCE. And unfortunately, the man took advantage of her and did not give her the money. At the end of the day, she had to pick the man's phone, run out with it, go and sell it. This man still had that nerve to follow the girl to her school to lay a complaint that she stole his phone. So the girl had to come out and tell the teachers that, look, this is what happened. You know, we have some few days to close the registration. And I haven't made payments yet. This man met me and told me that he would sleep with me and give me the money. Even though I didn't want to do, but I had to do it because I can't come to school, learn for 3 good years, and cannot register and write. And all these girls, all she did was that she made sure that after he denied her the money, she too took the phone and went and sold and has registered. So the teachers have to send the man packing. You understand? This girl is a girl who wanted to go to school. But because her parents don't have the means, look at how she ended. Look, there is this popular saying in my language, and I'm not embarrassed to say it, because education, as we have always said, is the key. And women, we need to use that key. Those days, in my area, they will tell you that to wait. What? Like, how beneficial is it for a girl to go to school? Is it that you are married and you are gone and we take our cows? Or you just like, Charlie, nobody will invest money into you. They prefer to rather invest in their boy child than you, the girl child. And now, those stories are no longer being peddled in my constituency, Bolgatanga. Those days, girls will have to run to Kumasi and wash boats so that they could get something and come back home and go back to school. And due to this, some even get pregnant along the way. And this particular government said, look, even if you are a girl and you get pregnant along the way, we will still sponsor your education because your life shouldn't stop because you got pregnant. The question is, the man that got you pregnant, has his life stopped? No, it hasn't. So why will the girl's life stop because she got pregnant? And this government made sure that girls that got pregnant were not left out of the what? The matrix. This is a political party that I am selling to the women that are listening to me this morning. That vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia on the 7th of December so that he will come and consolidate our gains and to further increase. Now, if you look at our manifesto, let me just pinpoint a few of them that the MPP is going to do under Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. That we will commit to the full implementation of the Affirmative Action Act that was passed by the NPP. Of course, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo passed it. We will continue to invest in ensuring that gender equality, in education, where I mentioned that we have gender parity even at the senior high school level. That we will accelerate efforts to empower women in the workforce so that women are given the support to exist and to also contribute at the workplaces, especially when it comes to maternal issues. You know, some women, when they go for maternity leave and they come, they have a whole lot of challenges. We are going to do something about it. They are saying that we will intentionally have a fund for women so that they have easy access to credit. You can trust us because we brought Maslow. And we all can attest to the fact that Maslow was there to support women. Now you have a political party, which is the NDC, that came and under the leadership of Madam Tamaklu, monies were taken. And a court of competent jurisdiction found her guilty. And as we are speaking right now, the NDC is here to produce the woman to come and face the judgment that was imposed on her. Now let me send you back to something, okay? Some ugly things that we witnessed under the NDC. I made mention of the fact that they levied. I made mention of the fact that they levied these Kaya women, and it is a fact.
Don't worry, I'll give you extra time.
Apart from that, okay, we also have a news item where Umaru Sanda interviewed
the then national women's organizer of the NDC by name Hajia Zainab Joyce Mahama on City FM. And according to her, that she bought head pants and gave 40 Ghana cedis worth of cloth each to over 1,500 Kayaye in a market in Shai Osudeku. And to her, according to her, these are empowerments, that they were empowering women.
Okay.
But you see, our way of empowerment. In our Kayaye training, we have trained 5,000 girls so far.
Okay.
And we have also given 100 girls skills training in driving. So you can trust the MPP to continue to do good for you. Thank you.
Okay. John.
Well, Lily, Women Crash Wednesday, and it's exciting to have this discussion this morning.
Yeah.
Lily, when it comes to policies, so the topic has to do with what are we going to do for women, as far as why should women vote for us, as far as this upcoming election is concerned. And I believe it has to do with our promises, manifesto promises, that are supposed to convince, the women to vote for the NDC. But Lily, before then, let me make it, clear this morning that the NDC has been a political party that has consciously and deliberately ruptured, the glass ceiling. The NDC has consciously, over the period of time, under the NDC government, and it's, even before the affirmative action bill, came into being, the NDC gave Ghana the first ever female Speaker of Parliament. The NDC gave this country the first ever female Attorney General. The NDC government has given this country the first ever chairperson of the Electoral Commission and many others. And now, the NDC is the first major political party in this country to give Ghana a first running mate and an incoming first ever female vice president in a few days to come, about 4 days to come. And with such a political party, if we tell you that we have issues of women and women at heart, one cannot, say otherwise. Why do we empower women? We empower women for the society to be better. So the better women out there that we empower, the better women that policies go to support, the better our society becomes. Because, per statistics, we form the larger, majority in this country. Lily, what has the NDC got for our women? We are saying that in order to empower our women, the NDC is bringing the National Women's Development Bank parity in terms of economic, economic parity. And what is this Women's Development Bank about? We are saying that if you look at our system now, the hurdles, that women have to go through in securing finances or financing for their businesses, some of the limitations that are placed on women because of the patriarchal nature of our society, it doesn't help our women. And so the government has to step in and assist our women. And so this National Women's Development Bank is a bank that is coming for just women in its operation, in its management, and even in terms of, the beneficiaries, is an all-women development bank. And this bank, women are supposed to have access to loans free of, interest or at a very low interest rate. Lily, why this vision? I do commercial litigation, Lily. And if you want to access loan, I work with banks, I work with the savings and loans companies. You need to go with securities. And mostly some of these securities are landed, securities, like landed properties. And landlord. And like I stated earlier, because of the nature of our society, how many women are able to have landed properties in their names? In fact, even if you go to homes where you have a husband and a wife, jointly owning a property together, I mean, in terms of a house, you would always have the man's name on the property. Most of the times, it is the man's name that you have on the property. But when you're going for a loan, it's a personal guarantee. You need to go with your personal, So if I want to go for a loan, except if your husband would want to step in, but how many times does it happen? So the NDC is saying that no, we want to help build our society, and there's a principle in law that equality is equity. And this equity, you are supposed to help raise the woman to the standard that the men are. And in doing that, you need to put in measures that will help us. Now, we have also, research has told us that, look, women are the bedrocks of our homes and even the economy. You find homes where you have women, single mothers, single-handedly, caring for a number of children, sometimes not just one, single-handedly, who have been abandoned by a man. And however, these women will do petty trading and go through all manner of, situations just to be able to see their children climbing up. And so these source of, a foundation of our society need to be supported. And so the Women's Development Bank is coming for them. Now, research by the Statistical Service has shown that out of every 10 women in rural communities, Lily, you have 8 of them who are either directly or indirectly linked to agriculture. And so the NDC is saying that we are coming up with what? Women in Agri, where we are going to provide, incentives for women in Agri. Now, even after the produce and everything, you also, with assistance of the Exim Bank and other measures that will be put in place, these women are going to be supported in order for their produce to be converted into, goods that can be exported. So if it is plantain, the plantain flour factories, that will help turn these plantains into plantain flour and other things. Lily, the NDC is saying that today, young girls cannot afford sanitary towels or sanitary pads, as one would want to say. And the NDC government says that it is not enough to encourage our girls to go to school. Today, you may have free SHS, but it will shock you that there will be girls who will be shying away from school because they go to school and they always saw themselves. They cannot afford sanitary towels or sanitary pads. And so the government would have to step in and assist these young girls by providing free sanitary pads for them. Again, we have local industries that are producing these sanitary towels. I'm told some companies are even using plantain, stems of plantain and others to produce these sanitary towels. The government is going to step in to give them incentives and tax, holidays and what have you, to encourage them, to produce at a lower cost to feed, the larger market. Lily, now, did I hear Tabitha say that the NDC has, she said our women organizer spoke against, said she provided headpans to people and made mention of Excellency Samira Baumia, and all that. Have you gone on? You are a media person, and I know you have followed the news. The wife of President Mohammed, have you paid attention to the projects that woman is doing around the country? She is building hospitals, maternal hospitals, healthcare centers all across the country. And this is something that is supposed to help our women, rural communities all over the place. I think even yesterday in Hohoi, one of such was, commissioned. Lily, Professor Jenana Opoku Ajiman, when she was selected as the NDC's running mate, what didn't we hear from the MPP? In fact, she was called a witch by the Ashanti Regional chairperson or chairman of the MPP in the person of Mr.
Bernardine Chibuesiako.
All manner of names. We're in this country. When another went outside Ghana, an international, I am not sure of the date. What did he tell in the international community? The Ghanaian women is not dynamic enough to sit at the decision-making table. In this same country, we're here a few years back, which was captured. I was trying to look for the news item, but unfortunately they did. When Madam Esla Owusu told Ghanaians that the MPP does not regard women in terms of, nation building or what have you. And this morning, Tabitha wants us to believe that a government, the president of the republic is a lawyer. He knows about affirmative action. He knows about the struggle, the history of, women, this feminist movements and what have you, how long it has taken and the hurdles that women had to go through to be able to be here today, even for the Ghanaian woman to be able to go to the polls and vote. He knows the struggle that women in Ghana and all over Africa and the world had to go through in order to become lawyers, to become doctors, and to be up there. And you have such a fine opportunity at the international community, and all he can do is to downgrade you and I, Lily, today, after all the school we have gone to, reading political science, reading law, and doing my best. Your media practice and all you have gone through, you are not dynamic enough to sit at the decision-making table. And today, you have a representative of the MPP sitting here telling Ghanaians that such a government has issues of women at heart, and so Ghanaians should go out there and go and vote for them. Let me tell Tabitha this morning that no antics. No antics, because the Ghanaian do not remember. All these things are playing in their minds. Every single stone they have thrown. For instance, they were even making a mockery of our running mate, Prof, calling her grandma and all manner of names, and they turn on them. Today, the youth of Ghana have said that they prefer a grandma as a running mate than what they have, because they don't know if Dr. Bawumia becomes president with his joking things on TV, and Napo comes to join in as vice. They don't know what this country. So they prefer grandma to become the vice president of this republic than somebody like Napo. And so you realize that these days, when she's coming and you hear grandma and you say, Mami Odende, Mami Odende, it has turned on them. So Lily, in a nutshell, the NDC government, like I stated, has consciously and deliberately, over the period of time, ruptured the glass ceiling. We are talking of affirmative action bill. The passage of affirmative action bill at this time is not an MPP thing, it's not an NDC thing. Because it wasn't as if the bill was passed and was lying somewhere and waiting for assent. Parliament, it was Parliament's job first and foremost to pass the bill, and then whichever president is in power
into the president
will now assent same. Over the period, MPP had been in power, NDC had been in power. With MPP having majority in Parliament, the bill was never passed. NDC having majority in Parliament, the bill was never passed. And then now we have a hung Parliament, and all of them decided to unanimously pass the bill. And that is how come the president assented to the bill. If that bill had not been passed, there was no way it would have been assented to by the president. And so even if that bill was still hanging till today, and it's John Mahama who is president today, once it had been, passed by Parliament, the president would have no other, option than to go ahead and assent, to become a bill. So that cannot be an achievement under the MPP. It is a collective achievement by the two political parties in Parliament, because at this point they have all realized that, look, we have come to a point where we need to move forward. And even though one political party says that our women, are not dynamic enough to sit at the decision-making table, it is time for us to see what our women can do. Let's go ahead. And unanimously, the bill was passed, and then the president assented to it. So when we are talking about achievements in terms of, gender parity or women, when it comes to the affirmative action, should not even come in as, an achievement of the MPP. So this morning, Lily, for the women who are watching me, the young ladies who are watching me, you do not have any future in the MPP. The NDC has demonstrated to you, I don't know where my camera is.
That is your camera.
The NDC has demonstrated to you over the years that they care about you. The NDC has given you hope. The NDC has told you that the Ghanaian woman is dynamic to become a vice president and even climb up to become a president. And the NDC for 2 times has given a Ghanaian woman an opportunity to become a running mate of the major political party in Ghana, first in history. And come 7th December and onwards, Ghana is going to have the very first ever, vice president who is a woman. If we don't want this as young women, what do we want? So I am encouraging all of you young women watching me out there, apart from the beautiful policies that I have spoken about this morning, go out there knowing that you are dynamic enough to sit at the decision-making table when the NDC is in power. And the NDC government, through His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is going to appoint a lot of young women, out there to teach the MPP that indeed we have women in this country who are dynamic enough to make decisions and to sit at the decision-making table. So if you're a woman and you are watching me this morning, go and look for your voter's ID card. Even if you don't have it, if you have it lost, you can still go out there, find your name in the register, and vote out against the government that says that you, the Ghanaian woman who is watching me this morning, is not dynamic enough to sit at the decision-making table. Vote for the NDC to come to power and see your visions, your dreams as a Ghanaian woman being realized this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, June. You have any rebuttal?
Yes, just something small.
Okay,
I'm not a law student, but at least my sister here is a lawyer. And you know that this particular bill has been before Parliament a very long time, and it doesn't matter who was the what they call it, majority or minority. If the majority at that time decided that this bill should be passed, it will be passed. It has been put before the presidents of Ghana, not only Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The person you are campaigning for this morning, he came and saw it and didn't see the need to accent to it. It took Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to accent to this bill. I remember vividly that before
you have to. You don't have time. Correct.
Please hold on.
No, I'm coming.
On.
Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo, what do they call him? This man, the then minority leader, Haruna Idrisu. I remember there were some parts of the bill that he was strongly against in Parliament, and
so it had to go back to Parliament.
Yes,
that is the case.
It has to go back.
It is not as though the president refused to sign the bill into law at the time. There were aspects of the bill that needed modification, so he had to go back to Parliament for Parliament to modify and then go back to. But unfortunately, when the bill went there, it didn't come back out of Parliament. That is the reality of it.
That is true. But are you aware that it took the president to send a memo to Parliament, for it to
You mean President Akufo-Addo?
Yes, for it to be brought to him to be signed. Let's not forget, this is a point that we should make clear, that it took the president.
Lily, I hope I'll get 1 minute to
Yes.
make it.
Okay, so after it has been there for 12 good years, it took Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to send a memo to Parliament on the ticket of an emergency for them to expedite it, for him to accent to it. This tells you who Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is. So if you sit here and tell me that he once said this, yes, he once said it.
When was this memo submitted? I don't have it here, but since you mentioned, if you can furnish me with the details, I'm trying to look for it here.
The detail is that
when was this memo submitted?
I don't have details. I don't have the time.
The timeline.
Yes, but I know,
was it this year?
I can't tell. But what I do know is that the president was the one that asked for it to be brought for him to sign, to accent to it. You understand? And so this tells you that the person has taken a bold decision in ensuring that the future of women in Ghana is secured. That is the point. Okay? And so if you even claim that he said so, and so what? He said so, but today we are seeing what he has done. We know that
is he not then a walking contradiction?
No, he's not a walking.
In 2019,
he is not.
Was it not because Ghanaian women came attacking, saying that, listen, Mr. President, you erred. Going on the international platform, it was a Women's Deliver conference in 2019. You said Ghanaian women have not exhibited dynamism. And then later on, you come past the affirmative action.
Yeah. So what is wrong with that?
You don't see anything wrong with what the president said?
No, I don't see anything wrong with what he said. That was his personal view.
For a president of the land, for a commander-in-chief.
That was his personal view.
But he superintends over us as Ghanaians.
Of course, but that was his personal...
Is that why he failed to appoint a lot of women into his government? Because he thinks that those of you, for you, Tabitha, you are not dynamic enough at a decision-making table.
No, it's not. It's not. You see, that is why
he said that is his view. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that the president does not believe in you, Tabitha. Yeah. That is why you...
No, not that he doesn't believe in me.
No, but you said that is his personal
view.
Why
are we channeling so much energy into something that doesn't have any relevance?
No, it does. For you as a woman.
You know what?
No,
for it to be accented,
please hold on.
For it to be accented is one thing that we should be championing. I can tell you for a fact that I can tell you for a fact that after the law, after it was accented. A lot of people, especially from the NDC, they are women. I didn't see them celebrating it on their walls.
Let me ask you
Madam
this.
Joyce,
When we started the conversation on this particular topic, you gave a premise on where you're coming from.
Yes.
On northern women. I am a northern woman. I am from Boko. And then for a president, you know how we are treated back home in the north.
Sure.
So you say that you do not see anything wrong in the president saying that
I didn't say Mohammed I don't see Boko. Anything wrong.
That's what you said.
I said that was his personal view. That's what I said.
But in governance, is there everything like personal view for a president?
No, you see, at that particular
he was not speaking in his capacity as a lawyer or any other person. He was speaking in his capacity as the president of the Republic of Ghana.
You know, let me say something. He didn't say that the women are not dynamic enough. Let me quote what he said. He said the feminist movement in Ghana is not dynamic enough. Not women are not dynamic enough. He said the feminist movement. You understand? So these are two different things. He didn't say women in general. Do you understand? He just said the feminist movement, those that were fighting to ensure that the affirmative action bill was passed into law, that they were not dynamic enough. Not the women. So let's not paraphrase it to suit our own, understanding. Let's quote him and quote him well. He was referring to the movement, that is the feminist movement of movement in Ghana. So please, these are two different things that we are trying to jam together.
We are not seeing enough dynamism and activism on the part of those who are seeking. I am talking about dynamism where it matters, electing people to parliament, controlling political parties because they are the instruments by which our societies make decisions. We are talking about decisions, not wishes and hopes. We're talking about decisions that are going to make the difference, the president said.
He's talking about the feminist movement, not women.
Really, read that again to her. Read it again.
He was referring to a body, but not the individual.
Really, read it
again.
Are
you a feminist?
I am.
So it means you're not dynamic enough.
No.
That is what it means.
Listen, I don't belong to any feminist movement.
I just asked the simple question.
No, but I believe in women. I believe in what women
but you think
can do.
The feminists believe in men and alone and not women as well?
You don't need to belong to a group before you be part of a feminist movement.
Joan, I asked the questions here, please.
Okay. No. You know, the feminist movement in Ghana, we all know that they have taken it upon themselves to ensure that the rights of women are respected. And you don't necessarily have to be a woman to be a feminist, and you know this.
But
you don't necessarily have to be a woman to be a feminist.
I asked a
man can also be a feminist.
I asked a simple
question. And so I said he was referring to that movement, that body.
Let's move on. We're out of time. So that are you done with your submission? I just want you to
yes.
So
the point should be made clear that he was referring to the movement that wanted to ensure that women's rights are respected in the country.
Do you know
that they are not dynamic enough?
How many years
they are not dynamic enough?
Have even gone out, sent memos and written? These women have held presses to press home the demand for the affirmative action. Do you know how many times I belong to Alliance for Women in Media? Do you know how many times we, Alliance for Women in Media, have asked for the affirmative action too?
So does that mean that the bottom line is that today it has been accepted to, true or false?
Beautiful.
that is what I want us to be talking about now. We don't want to go back to those ages of women having to fight for their rights. Now we have a new chapter, and I think we should be channeling all our energies there. And I am happy to tell you that the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has shown great commitment to women. Even though he has continued with brilliant policies like the free maternal health care, you know, just recently they have also made breast cancer treatment and diagnosis free.
Then give me just 1 minute.
I hope you are aware.
No, I'll give you time.
No, are you aware?
I'm very much aware.
We all know what breast cancer does to women, and the number
Not
of
just women but men as well. And how it has devastated or destroyed a lot of women's quality of life and families.
And so this is a government. That's why I was telling you that there has been deliberate steps taken to alleviate or to upgrade the lives of women in this country. My sister sitting here couldn't tell us anything that their government has been able to do directly. And I told you about the levies that they were taking from the Kaya women. When they abolished it, the then finance minister, Ken, when they abolished it, what did their people say? I remember Mr. Neve Lante van der Poy came out and was saying that since they have abolished the levy on Kayaye, then they must as well just abolish all other levies that are going on at the market square. Is that what we should be saying? Should we be demanding this at the, after the government has seen that these women needed some respite? And I'm talking to you about a government that doesn't have any track record of making the lives of women better.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lily, you see, when we come to TV, issues that can be authenticated and fact-checked, we have to be careful how we put it out there. What the president said was not about the feminist movement. He said that women who are seeking, because mind you, it was at the
Women Deliver
Conference
in 2019
in Canada. And he said that we are not seeing enough dynamism and activism on the part of those who are seeking it. And this was in relation to the affirmative action bill. Who are the people who are seeking the affirmative action?
Almost all of us. I am one. All the women in Ghana.
That is what the president said. I am talking about dynamism where it matters. Electing people to parliament, controlling political parties because they are the instrument by which our societies make decisions. We are talking about decisions, not wishes and hopes. We are talking about decisions that are going to make a difference. Women are wishing to be there, hoping to be there politically, to be at the decision table. But I do not see enough dynamism in you. And Tabitha sits here to say that it was the president's personal what? Did he say personal opinion or something? Yes. He went to Canada in his capacity as the president of the Republic of Ghana, going to represent you and I in accordance with the 1992 Constitution. He didn't go there in his personal capacity as President, as Nana Akufo-Addo or as lawyer Akufo-Addo. He went there in the name of you and I and sat there and made those comments. Those comments cannot be regarded as personal comments by the president. So she should keep it, let it just stay there. And these things, don't let us be doing it. Like I stated earlier, don't let us be holding brief for politicians where they make some of these lapses. The president went there to goof. In the name of you and I, disgrace the... It was a topical issue. In fact, the Federation of African Women Lawyers came out to condemn this statement by the president. And you're saying that...
are we aware that the president...
Please. No, please hold on. I stopped her when she was interjecting, so please don't.
You can go on.
Yeah, So, and then you talk about free SHS, the fact that they have, put a lot of women in school. And Lily, because we don't have time, I would have sent your producer a list of bills that I have to go and pay in Ketu North, Dovime in Ketu North. Over the period, they send these things 1,700 Ghana cedi bills that they have to pay prospectors. Today, those children are home. As I am going to Ketu North from here, I'm going to Ketu North right now. I'm sending not less than 20,000 Ghana cedi to go and pay free SHS. And these are the things that when we say we are coming to improve the free SHS, we are coming to review. You say no. The NDC say they are coming to cancel the free SHS that they are trumpeting. If Tabitha goes to Bolga now, a community, and goes to homes to find out the number of children who are home because this 1,700 Ghana cedi, even under the free SHS, they cannot pay. She'll be surprised. But when we come sit on TV, we cover.
Is that to say that the NDC government, should Ghanaians give you the mandate, will cover the entire cost of prospectus and everything?
Lily, we have said that when the NDC government comes to power, the review we are talking about, we are saying we are going to have stakeholder engagements.
Okay.
That is what the NDC is saying. The NDC, all our policies were not policies that a few people sat in a room and put together. And you realize that President Mohammed first and foremost did the listening tour before we came out with all our policies. And what we are saying about the review of the free SHS is that when we come to power, we are going to have a stakeholder engagement and see how best we can, because we cannot, voice our ideas on the people. We want to listen. How do we make it better? Your children, even though the government of the day is trumpeting that they're having free SHS, they've given your children. I think I saw people, my children just carry bag and just go to school. So that is what people think. That is not the actual state of the free SHS. And if Tabitha wants proof, I will share it right now for you to put on your TV for people to watch. People are paying 1,700. So definitely, yes, the free SHS that they carry it around their heads as though nothing, we cannot hear anything in this country. There is, components of it that is being paid. And that children who are home, those are the aspects the NDC government is saying. When we come back to power, we are coming to, have a look at it. So yes, I have said all that it is I have to say about the women issues and what have you. But whoever sent her that thing that President Mohammed didn't, she should let the person know. The person misled her this morning. No, President Anado, the president misled her. He's not talking about the movement. And he was saying about we the women who are calling for the affirmative action. We are not dynamic enough. And that is why if you watch if you read the news items and the uproar, that came on the back of this, particular statement made by the president, you had a lot of women leaders who criticized that position of the president. So yes, the NPP government does not have women at that. Nanado does not believe, Bamiya does not believe that Tabitha can sit at the decision-making table, as brilliant as she is, on TV and in everything. She's not dynamic. But my president, John Mahama, he believes that I am dynamic to sit at the decision-making table, and come 2025, I would definitely have a place at the decision-making table in this country, because my president has given me that confidence, and it is based on that confidence that he believes in me that I can even come here and sit on TV to talk on behalf of the NDC. So yes, as for the NDC government, like I have stated earlier, we believe in our women, we believe in the Ghanaian women, we believe in the intellect of the Ghanaian women, we believe in the industry of the Ghanaian women, we believe in the dynamism of the Ghanaian women. And so come 2020, we have just 3 days to go, that's Saturday. Yes. Saturday, go out there, the women, and vote for the president who thinks about, or the party that thinks about your younger children and your older children and even the elderly young women.
Okay, we'll have to talk about the polls. I don't know if I have, dear producer, director, do I have some time?
30 seconds.
Okay, I have some few minutes. We'll talk about the polls, but you wanted a 30 seconds. Yes. 28, 30 seconds.
Yes, so you see, all that she said, she hasn't been able to tell us exactly what their government has done intentionally to ensure that women's life is made better. And she's just talking about past things. We are talking about present things. We are still dwelling in past things, and you are still misquoting my president. And I have told you that the president, after even assenting to this bill, has championed Madam Shelley Ayokoboche's ambitions, or should I say, when she contested at the Commonwealth. And now, as we are speaking, she is the leader of the Commonwealth. Coming from my government and my president's support, your own Madam Hannah Tete, her UN career was also championed by the president. Or you are not aware, your own Hannah Tete. This is the man we are talking about. This is the man, Nanado Dankwa Ekufuado, under whose leadership more than 50% of people who complete senior high school are girls. What are you talking about? The lives of women have improved drastically.
Kaya, yes, more than 5,000 people have been trained, given skills, given money, given startup kits. This is the man we are talking about. So when you mention his name, add a lot of respect, because he has made millions of Ghanaian children, especially the female child, better. And I am telling you that we can have confidence in Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
I gave you 30 seconds. Your 30 seconds up. Thank you.
Yeah,
Let's talk about the polls and what the polls are saying. Ben F. Singh has predicted
That's not starting with me.
Come again? No, I'm not starting with you. I'm only... Ben F. Singh has predicted a win for Dr. Bawumia. This morning, I saw a poll that has also predicted a win for GHOne Mahama. There have been several polls. Global Info Analytics predicts a win for GHOne Mahama. Professor Smart Sapon predicts a win for Dr. Bawumia. But do these polls really influence what the voters go into their voting booths to do? John?
Really, as a student of politics, I think that I would be, I will not be telling the truth, or I'll be disingenuous if I say that polls do not matter in political elections.
Right.
You know, polls they matter, they are very critical, but it is the credibility of the source of these polls that become, you know, at the point of contention or of interest, if one would, however one would want to make it. We in the NDC, we believe that if you work hard, your policies are in place, you convince the good people of Ghana, you know, about your policies, and based on your track record, you are able to convince them, whether polls or not, you should be able to be fine, and that is what we believe in. Unlike some other people who say that they have 1 million ways or whatever of winning elections, and even angels will come down and vote for them and what have you. I want to pay attention. I haven't followed the other polls, but I think the one that I paid attention to is that from Mr. Ben F. Singh. You know, and I think that he says Dr. Bawumia will win by 51%.
Yes, and GHOne Mahama
47%, and the others, you know, 1% and what have you. I find it laughable.
How?
Laughable because what credibility has Mr. Ben F. Singh got in recent times when it comes to polls? And I'm going to take you through a number of reasons why I'm saying the NDC is not going to pay any attention to his polls. Lily, in the Asin election, the by elections, he predicted a win for the MPP. What happened? Now, during the MPP primaries, Mr. Ben F. Singh predicted not less than 73% win for Dr. Bawumia. What happened? Dr. Bawumia had 61%. In that same election, he said Ken will not get more than 23%. But Ken got 37%. This same Ben F. Singh predicted, you know, a win for a lose for General Mosquito in the NDC's internal elections, you know, and predicted that Mr. Ofusambofu was going to win. What happened in that election? Ashanti regional elections, he said Chemawun to me
was going to lose to Coca.
What happened? Lily, the MPP internal presidential elections, internal elections, he said what? John Boyd was going to win. And we all saw what happened. So if you look at the track record of the man in question, the NDC, and these predictions that have come, the NDC is not perturbed one bit. Of course, the ones that have come from credible sources and have given Mr. Ben F. Singh, indeed, when he made that prediction about the Asin North and questions came, he gave some flimsy excuses and all that. Sometimes in polls, you may want to give some margin of error, you know, but if you look at the track record of the pollster or the source of the polls, it's not something that you should even lose sleep over. And for the NDC, these predictions do not do anything. However, if there are credible houses that I've told you, I've not paid attention to the polls, you know, so I am just, you know, if there are credible houses that have come out with polls that suggest that the NDC may be suffering in certain areas and all that, of course, the party will pay attention, and we are paying attention to those things and making sure that we streamline, you know, all rough edges, you know, to ensure that at the end of the day, we consolidate our gains when come December, 7th. Lily, where we are now, the elections we are going into, even if you ask a dumb man, I saw a dumb, I don't know if you've seen the video campaigning for John Mahama. He was doing, but first time ever.
Now we call them persons with disability.
Persons with disability. Please pardon me, viewers. Persons with disability. He was doing for John Mahama. My first time ever seeing such a thing, all my life. Today, the people of Ghana, the Ghanaians who are going to vote, queue and vote on Saturday, are going to vote looking at the economic situation. In 2000, when I was very young, I remember there was a song, She was sitting to Abapa. The current situation. Today, how much is Kenke? What is the dollar to CD rate? What is the rate of unemployment? When you go to the fuel station to go and fill your tank, what is the fuel prices? What is rent? Today, young people cannot even, people are frustrated. Young people from schools cannot even live. There's no hope. There's so much hopelessness, And so the Ghanaian people are going to look at the economic and the living conditions of this country before they go. When you look at the corruption indicators, you look at how our institutions, state institutions have been run down. You look at the judiciary, how this government has been able to turn a once upon a time revered institution into what it is today. That today you have anybody at all on social media talking anyhow, about the judiciary. Today you have the Electoral Commission that has become a second, an annex of the ruling government. Ghanaians are looking at all these institutions, looking at the decadence that has, eaten so deep into our, moral fabric in this country. You are looking at a political party that, how do we call it? When you have your party people attacking judges because you have power, you are able to go and take them out, and what have you. These are the things that Ghanaian people are going to look at going into election 2020. And looking at all these things, the policies that the NDC is coming, what is Bamia coming to do? That the Ghanaian people will go and vote, queue and vote for him. The person that was sold to us in 2016 as economic missile, his work at the Bank of Ghana, to help me survey the economy. When the economy, things became tough, he ran away into digitalization. The economic missile, the economic whiskey, who says that he has arrested the dollar, who set over 110 questions or 11 questions to his predecessor, the vice president, may he so rest in peace, Mr. Emisata. Today, any question, any debate, any discussion that has to do with the economy of Ghana, he will run away from it. And today, look at what you see. When the fundamentals of your digitalization is weak and bogus, the electric gate at the airport terminal 3 will expose you. So you saw what happened yesterday. He wanted to, yes, John Mahama built terminal 3. They've put electric gates, electronic, gating system and all that, and thought that the broader he smiles to the gate, that's how it will open. You saw what happened, So the good people of Ghana on Saturday are not going to pay attention to, the polls. And I want the NDC young people out there and the Ghanaians who have resolved that they want to put this government out of power, not to lose sleep over these polls that have come. The NDC is winning this election, and we are not winning because we are bringing 1,000 angels to come and vote for us. We are not winning because we have 110 ways of winning the elections. We are winning because we know the good people of Ghana are in for change. The good people of Ghana want the soul, the spirit and body of Ghana to be purified and to be cleansed, for Ghana to be reset. The good people of Ghana want this country to, go back or even get better than what it used to be, where the Ghanaian people can take 1 Ghana cedi and go to the plantain seller and buy coffee broke man. Today, coffee broke man, if you don't have 20 cedi, you cannot eat because 1 is 5 Ghana cedi. Today, Gobe, that used to be the savior of young people and the hungry in society. You cannot even buy it. So, on what basis? on what basis will any Ghanaian go and queue and say they are going to vote for the NPP government? Then next year by this time, and so yes, Lily, for us, yes, the polls can go on. Our attention is not on the polls. Our attention is on, and you can see how the NDC's preparedness, every single step along the line, the errors by the EC, due to the vigilance of the NDC, we've pointed them out. The EC keeps correcting and, making such errors and all that. And all the 1,000 ways that they are saying that they have to win the elections. If the NDC has anything to win this election, then we have 1,000 and more ways of making sure that to counter those 1,000 ways that they have to win this election. All we know is that, look, we go out there, we campaign, we are doing it, our policies are solid, we are giving the good people of Ghana hope, the hope that we need in this country, to bring back that spirit of Ghana, the spirit of vision, the spirit of hope, the spirit of enthusiasm in the young people in Ghana. Well, when they look ahead of their future, they know that there's some future ahead of them. That is what the basis of which this election, the young people of Ghana, the good people of Ghana are going to this election. So whether polls or not polls, as for the NDC, all we know is that the good people of Ghana have accepted the NDC. We are going into this election and come back here victorious. And Lily, I'll be here on Wednesday to wear my white.
Tabitha.
Yeah, my sister is excited over nothing. Excited over nothing because, see, we all know what is going on. When you go out there, listen to the electorate, okay? Don't just base your analysis on somebody that is favoring your party. Clearly, polls, honestly, I've not been following them that much. Okay. I believe in going to the people, sitting with them and speaking to them and engaging them and actually explaining your policies clearly. And I emphasize on the word clearly, because just recently the flag bearer of the NDC went to one of their stations and he was asked to explain the 24-hour economy, and he indicated clearly to people that it is not compulsory and it is not by force. So if you are somebody who is seeking to become president and you have a policy and that policy is not by force, it's not compulsory, then it means that you still have to go and do your work very well. I was lucky enough to serve in the MPP's manifesto committee for education. And I can tell you that before we came out with our manifesto, we consulted widely. Before, we are not waiting to come into office and now have stakeholder engagement, like what she said. No. We engaged widely. So if you look at our document, you will see that a lot of work has gone into it. And so from the get-go, we have a plan. We know exactly what we want to do with the people of Ghana. That one, they can have confidence in us. Look, I have chanced on a lot of polls from Prof. Smart. And I remember the first time Prof. Smart came out, he said the party that is very popular was the NDC, as at the time his first poll came out. But there was one individual that was very popular too in the coming election, and he made mention of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Very popular. You understand? Now, your candidate didn't come as very popular, but rather your political party. This tells you that your candidate doesn't carry weight. It is the political party that even if they will vote for, they will be voting for. Okay? But people are looking at Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as an individual and the leadership qualities that he has. And they have trust in him that if they vote for him and he becomes the next president of Ghana, we will all see that Ghana will develop. Now, you see, Prof. Smart in the I think just recently, he brought another poll. And in that poll, he predicted a win for, he predicted that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will be leading in this year's elections. Now, let's go to somebody Info.
You mean Prof. Sapon?
Yes.
But he did not predict an outright win.
I said he will be leading. Okay. That's why I came back again and said he will lead. Then I remember there's this man, a very popular person on Facebook called Musa Dakwa, who has been coming out with, in fact, I don't know how he does his thing. It's like every 2 minutes he's updating us on new polls. And so me, for a very long time, I have stopped following him because I don't know how he's able to cook up those results so fast.
just recently or from the get-go, he has always predicted over 50% win for the NDC. But look, we all know that Mr. Musa Dankwa's predictions, his predictions are not something that we should even waste our time on. I remember when we were going for our flag bearership elections, he predicted a win for Alan Tremantin. And what happened? What happened? He didn't even become second. He was the third. Do you understand? So this should tell you that somebody like him, I shouldn't even waste my time going through whatever he's saying. Okay. And another thing I want to tell my sister is that, look, we have few days to elections. And if you look at the special voters that we did, and if you look at the voter turnout, you can predict as a student of politics that the MPP will lead. Why am I saying so? If you look at our strongholds, the voter turnout was massive. Ashanti region was 94%. The home region of the vice president was, I think, 90 or over 90%. Even swing regions were doing better. The voter region, which you people call your safe haven, did somewhere 54%. And you are not seeing that there is a problem. I don't know what they are even doing in Ashanti region. Have you consolidated your gains and you are running to Ashanti region? Have you abandoned your stronghold? What are you seeing? What has caused you to go to somebody's stronghold when you have your own stronghold that did not come for the special voting? Let nobody sit here and put his or her hopes on any prediction. The job day grounds. Go and consolidate your gains before you can talk about getting other votes. And so I am so confident that my candidate is not only going to lead,
but
he is winning.
So a bit of will I say correction or education here?
Okay.
Global Info Analytics, after coming out with a poll that suggested that supporters preferred Allen, he came out with another poll that tipped Bawumia to win over Allen.
And how many, to the elections?
So the first one was in April. The second one, which tipped Bawumia to win, was in July.
Good. Okay. So yeah, it tipped. But that's why I'm saying that from what...
But that is a poll.
Good, it's a poll. But you see, that's why I'm telling you that they are just predictions. At the end of the day, you go back to the real thing, which is you go to the grounds. That is why I was telling you that looking at the special voters, the voter turnout, should be telling you something. If your stronghold is not motivated to come out and vote, you should know there is a problem. And if you have the whole Ashanti region, one of the regions after Greater Accra region, having the highest population of voters, and you have over 90% of the people coming out to vote, you should know that something is going on. Your place is not safe.
Okay.
It's not safe. Look, go to Oti region. How many people came to vote in the special voters exercise that they did? They didn't even get, I think it was 62 or 63%. And you don't see that there's a problem? Go to regions that are even swing regions, and they are doing better than your strongholds. And if these are strong swing regions, it tells you that we have something that is very big that we can also take. We are sharing those votes with you. And so if your stronghold, supposedly stronghold, because that stronghold, Charlie, is no longer a stronghold. Because we have seen that over the years, we move from a single digit in their stronghold to double digits. It should be telling you that it's not safe. And I've always told the NDC that the greatest mistake they ever made was to bring back the failed and tried ex-president, John Dramani Mahama, because he doesn't have any track record. His track record is so porous. So porous. I remember before the demise of the ex-president, J.J. Rawlings, he said something that, look, with this brilliant policy of the Free Senior High School that has been implemented by the MPP, the NDC will have to do their homework very well, because, Charlie, a lot of Ghanaians are buying into that idea.
Okay.
And so I want my sister to know that she shouldn't be overly confident, because your stronghold is no longer a stronghold.
Right.
And if you abandon your stronghold in a time like this, and you are wandering in a wonderland, then it tells you that there is something wrong. Tell your people to go back again and have a rethink. Because our people are poised to go out and vote. Look, let me tell you, Lily, when I go out and people just see me, especially like today that I'm wearing my party, the first thing you hear people say is, it is possible. And you see this smile on their face. And I get excited when I see people say and believe in the possibility agenda that we are bringing to the people of Ghana. We are saying that we are bringing new jobs, apart from the already existing traditional jobs that we have brought, unprecedented. And this, you can fact check me, that so far in the history of Ghana's 8th Republic, we are the only government that has employed more people per the statistics that is coming from Senate. Okay? And we have a track record of paying our workers without carrying forward anybody's salary. Meanwhile, you have a vice president who superintended over a regime where government workers, I will always use this word, they were robbed of their salaries. Imagine you work for 2-3 good years and the government pays you only 3 months. And they even made it a point to even take it from teachers and nurses to other sectors. And you are telling me that somebody like John Dramani Mahama has the credibility to become a president again? For what? The man who ensured...
NAPCO, remember?
Sure. I'm talking about salary workers. You see, I was so specific about the group of people because you have given them an employment. You have a contract with them. You do not do that. I remember during COVID.
But you said
I remember during COVID.
Workers. That's why I wanted to point.
I mean government workers who were given employment.
Does that mean that you are not serious about the NAPCO trainees?
No, it's not that we are not serious about the NAPCO trainees.
I just wanted to find out.
Lily, I don't know if you are aware that some of them were absorbed into the public sector.
Okay,
yes, some of them were absorbed into public sector.
There's something I want to find out. Are you done? I just wanted to land it in 20 seconds.
So my point is this. The people of Ghana are clear in their minds. A lot of them have made up their mind. They know that the only political party that have their best interest at heart is the MPP. Look, all households in Ghana benefited during the COVID time when we said that baseline consumers of power is getting free electricity. They benefited. A lot of people can tell you what they have benefited from the MPP. I was telling somebody that without your health insurance card, just go to the hospital and see what they will be giving you as bill at the end of the day. But with your health insurance card, you will be made to make some small payment. You understand? So please, let us not run down the achievements that this government has achieved. And that we should be demanding even more from governments that are coming. And the MPP is committed because we have that track record. I will always say this and talk about our track record because
your two political parties are holding rallies on the same day.
Yeah.
You people, you want to fight. You people are doing it in
No,
we want to do it in Legon.
We brought our own first. So I don't know why they decided to also...
How so?
Yeah.
How so?
When did your own come out?
When
did our letter? I think there was a letter. There was a letter. If only you can get an official...
I can't get a hand on
Yes, because I have an official letter that came from our secretary.
Which date was it? When was it dated?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to look at. And maybe she should look for an official date for us to confirm. Because I remember I saw it on my general secretary's platform. Where he indicated that there will be a final rally. That was somewhere last week. I can't pinpoint the date. If only you give me time, I can retrieve that letter and then we look at the date. And so I don't know when they two decided to come. So we should compare the date. I can look for the date for you. Let's compare the date and find out who decided to follow who. Because I remember that since last week, we made mention that we'll be having a final rally on the 5th.
Will you then be whipping your supporters? I mean, John, I'm asking you to. Will you then be whipping your supporters to concentrate?
Really? Doesn't mean I'm not getting a.
No. I said I'm
okay.
asking the two of you.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a question I'm throwing to the two of you. Are you both going to whip your supporters in line because of the proximity of the final rallies?
Lily, I mean, that is non-negotiable. And as far as the NDC, our point is this. We are winning this election, and there's no point for us to cause mayhem, to come and repair the country that has already been damaged. And so every day in and day out on our campaign rounds, we tell our people we are not going out there. And that is why, even in Ayas West, with all that was going on at the special voting, where our people could have turned the whole event into something else, we decided to go through it in a very peaceful, manner. So for the NDC, we have assured Ghanaians, and I'm here this morning assuring Ghanaians that there wouldn't be any, violence. There wouldn't be anything untoward from the NDC. But I should have an opportunity. She's spoken much.
But I gave you the opportunity to speak.
Yeah, so I have the date. Maybe if she can also on the 30th of November. That was when we said that last week. That's why I was telling you that it was since last week that we mentioned that we'll be having a rally. So I think it's after.
Lily, what's up with the lady who has become a bus driver? Can you tell us something about?
Unfortunately,
MPP and packaging.
I'm out of time.
MPP and packaging.
It's been great having you.
Today we decided to give you another driver.
A package extension because it's the final day. Yeah.
What happened with her? I want to understand it.
Let me do some celebrations now. Happy birthday to the best. I hope they come. I hope my producers filmed them so they come back and we know who eventually sold their policies to the Ghanaian public. Alia Tabitha is a member of the NPP communications team. GHOne Selassie Ahaudo is a member of the NDC communications team. And my name is Lily Mohammed. I didn't do this alone. I did this with Lantam Papanko. On behalf of the entire team led by Ibrahim Alassan, Adam Banini, camera, sound, light, and flow, we say thank you very much for always making time to stay tuned in whenever we're on your screens. Have a great day. And to you all out there, we say pick your voter cards, go out. Even if you don't have your voter cards, make sure that you go to the voting centers. Ask whoever is in charge at the polling station to look for your name, verify, and then vote. Once you are done, you can go somewhere quickly and wait. Do not cause mayhem. Or you can go home and wait after sorting, counting, then declarations will go. Thank you very much. Have a great day. I'll see you again at 11:30 a.m.
Personal experience is you can use it for both indoor and outdoor, all events, conferencing, like anything you need a van to work for you, GHOne provides it.
My experience with the van has been very good. Why? Because it has a number of facilities that I may not get in other vans. You know, the van has a very wide bench that can accommodate all my technical crew, ICCU, switcher, graphics, CG, and all of that. And then it also has a studio, a green room studio that comes with TriCaster. So if you want somebody to do commentary on a live event, you can put that presenter who's in that studio as well and get that running.
To give an experience to our audience who are also watching on TVs and online. Work with an Exo technology system which makes your video mixing with Panasonic cameras, like a lot of other stuff in terms of content you need to get also for your live broadcasts. I
prefer the GHOne van to a lot of other vans I've used, or even doing my own setup on a tabletop setup, because on a production you see a number of people in the van, and so if you have a very small van, it means that it's going to be choked, and that will affect the creativity as well. The price has been discounted as well to accommodate varied budgets, and so no matter the budget you have, I understand you can have the truck and do business with it.
It looks huge, but very affordable. Cost is really, really affordable. My experience with this EMI Awards last year, super excellent. Try it, call them, and I'm going to give you the best of price. Really affordable.